This guy literally powers up by consuming women. Yeah, you heard that right, peak anime logic. But rewind a bit, because this didn't just happen out of nowhere. Our protagonist, Heron, was diagnosed with something called anomaly syndrome. It's a rare illness created by monsters. Basically, anyone infected can't resist the energy leaking from interdimensional freaks. That same energy slowly eats away at your body until you drop dead. Brutal. And just when life couldn't get worse, his parents were killed in the crossfire between awakened elites and monsters. Talk about RNG hell. But Heron can't give up, he still has a little sister to protect. Classic tragic anime backstory unlocked. Enter Zizian, the extermination team leader, briefing the squad. Reports say dozens of level 1 monsters have been harassing the locals. Their mission, go to the nest and wipe those bastards out. Easy right, haha Shuri. Zizian flexes like a gym bro, calling level 1 monsters nothing but pushovers. And since he's a steel-ranked awakened, his ego is sky high. Stick to the plan, he says, and everything will be fine. Yeah, we'll see. After confirming nobody has questions, he orders them to move. The squad is hyped, ready to crush some cannon fodder. Cue generic shonen build-up. Now here's Heron, the odd one out. He's not awakened, just a porter. Zizian asks if he knows his role while Heron's hauling a bag the size of a water tank. Heron Shuri him he's good. Spoiler, he's not. For someone like Heron, the only way onto a squad is carrying bags. Porters don't fight, they just babysit supplies, clean up corpses, and collect loot. Yeah, glorified janitors. But Heron insists he's done this before, totally confident until life slaps him. Soon enough, they stumble on the monster's lair. The fight begins, and predictably, the level 1 freaks get wrecked. Heads are punched in like watermelons at a frat party. Sword users slice through, mages flex their spells, basically a massacre. Heron breathes a sigh of relief, thinking this'll be quick work, but he also admits the power gap between awakened and normal humans is insane. No shit, Sherlock. Suddenly, his gut twists, something feels wrong, sweat drips down his face. The grass nearby rustles, and trust me, it ain't a rabbit. Boom, a massive serpent slithers out of the woods. It's a freaking level 5 Titan Python. Yeah, screw level 1, Intel was drunk. The squad freezes instantly, fear EXE has stopped responding. One girl recognizes it from TV, and everyone realizes they've been catfished by the Intel team. This is nightmare mode, not tutorial. Zizian, their so-called leader, finally snaps and screams at everyone to move. Stay here in your Python chow. The shouting works, they break out of shock and run for their lives. Problem is, you don't outrun a Titan Python. That's like trying to outsprint Usain Bolt with asthma. Someone suggests a distraction. Zizian's brain clicks, oh look, we've got bait, guess who, the porter. Before Heron even realizes what's happening, he gets slashed across the chest, blood everywhere, WTF, friendly fire. Shocked, Heron asks why. Zizian straight up calls him useless since he can't fight. Savage, but damn. He even grabs him by the neck, saying he'll make the perfect bait. Oh, and by the way, he knows about Heron's syndrome, so he's basically dying anyway. What an asshole. With blood dripping everywhere, Zizian lifts Heron like trash. Then yeets him straight toward the python, telling him not to blame anyone for being a loser. That's cold. Heron crashes to the ground, weak, coughing blood. Dude's body is wrecked, and he's literally coughing his life away. The python notices him, mouth wide open, ready for a free snack. Heron wonders, is this how I die, betrayed, abandoned, and eaten alive? Savage ending if true. He recalls his mother's words, promising to protect his sister. Her dying wish, both of you must live, heavy stuff. Just as the python strikes, a magic circle flares beneath Heron. A crimson light floods the scene. That's the last thing he sees before blacking out. When he opens his eyes, he's standing on a podium, not in a python's stomach. Plot twist. Shocked, Heron checks himself. No wounds, fully healed, plus he's decked in a black and red outfit looking badass. Did he just get ice-guyed by that red light? Suddenly, a woman's voice greets him. He turns, oh, it's a succubus. And not just one, a whole squad of succubi cheering his arrival. The one beside him, Nico, reveals she summoned him with some junk scroll. Apparently jackpot, they finally scored a man worth keeping. The succubi gush about his aura and power. Bro went from loser porter to hot commodity real quick. And yeah, they can't wait to get down with him, no comment. Meanwhile, Heron is like, what the hell is going on? Same bro, same. Then he notices a glowing status panel in front of him, apparently visible only to him. RPG mode unlocked. Nico explains she used an ancient summoning array. When it activated, the heavens literally changed color, magical power burst everywhere, and the succubi freaked out. Nico herself is level 3, but she's convinced Heron is way stronger. Then she goes full simp and pledges allegiance to him. Right on cue, the panel notifies, first follower acquired. Ding ding, achievement unlocked. Heron is confused but connects the dots. It happened right after her pledge. The panel shows her data. 18 years old, level 3 succubus, obsessed with strength. And her affection score already at 88%. The system even hints, hit 100%, add her to your harem, get mystery rewards, oh boy. That's when Heron realizes he's got something far beyond awakened powers, the blood demon god system, absolute cheat code. Finally, he has the power for revenge, cue villain arc music. While he's still processing, Nico clings to him, pressing her body against his chest. She teases him, asking if he's stiff after such a long sleep. Girl, chill. Heron awkwardly agrees he does need to stretch a little. Rookie mistake. Nico smirks, saying he can touch her however he wants. She's here to help him relax. Damn, straight to the point. She starts stripping, telling him she'll make sure his first time is unforgettable. Girl, no chill. The rest of the succubi freak out, yelling at Nico for being shameless and trying to hog him. One flexes, saying her body is softer. This just turned into an anime harem war. Heron, sweating bullets, insists they've got it wrong. He's not trying to take advantage. Dude, the girls are literally begging. Why are you being a saint now? Nico pouts, asking if her body isn't good enough. Talk about rejection damage. Heron realizes his mistake. Affection is the key to the system. He just nerfed himself. If he wants revenge, he needs to max their affection. Simple math. So he backpedals hard, telling Nico she misunderstood. He calls her beautiful, damage control activated. Then smooth talks all the girls, calling them unique beauties. Bros learning fast. Nico blushes, overwhelmed by his words. This is anime blush 101. Heron then says he still needs energy since he just got summoned. Nico immediately suggests what he needs is blood because the demon god. She tilts her neck, offering it willingly. Total simp move. Heron feels a burning hunger inside, instincts kicking in. He can't fight it, he bites her neck, first blood literally. Nico moans in both pain and pleasure, face red as hell. Tears of joy stream down as she fuses completely with her master. Yikes. Notification, new skill unlocked, blood fusion. His strength stat goes up, power-up sequence complete. Heron stares in shock, so drinking blood is now an official upgrade path. This system is wild. He checks the details. Blood fusion lets him absorb blood from the opposite gender, giving him a random stat point, only once per target. He realizes he just got a hack tier skill. Even random stat gains add up fast. Without question, this skill is broken. Heron immediately calls Nico, saying he needs more blood. She's thrilled, telling him to take as much as he wants. But Heron clarifies, not hers, he wants more women's blood, savage. He doesn't care if it's a whole crowd, line them up. The succubi practically scream with excitement, eager for their turn. With no objections, Heron tells them to get started. The harem buffet begins. First girls, stamina point. Next intelligence, then agility. After that, spirit stat, he's farming points like a pro gamer. Notifications spam the screen non-stop, stat gains everywhere. Meanwhile, the girls are trembling, moaning about the pain and pleasure. Some claim their very souls are now bound to him. Talk about toxic relationships. By the end, Heron is stacked with new stats, realizing every single succubus triggered blood fusion. From loser porter to harem-powered god, insane glow-up. Still, he thinks their reaction to him biting their necks is kind of over the top. Like, relax girls, it's just teeth, not a chainsaw. Then comes the system update. Not only did his stats go up, but the affection levels of all the succubi skyrocketed. Heron's jaw drops. Turns out these ladies have bodies so sensitive, it's like pressing cheat codes he never knew existed. Once the feeding session is done, they all retreat back to the succubus village, probably to cool down before someone actually combusts. Later that night, Nico struts her way to Heron's room and announces herself like she owns the place. And let's be real, she didn't come over for tea, nope. With the other girls out of sight, Nico's clearly here to get freaky with Heron. Priorities right. She glides up to his bed and climbs onto it with the grace of someone who has rehearsed this scene 1,000 times. Then she confesses, ever since Heron left his mark on her, she's been craving that thrill like a junkie who found a new favorite drug. So yeah, she wants to deepen their connection. Translation: she expects Heron to show off just how naughty he can be now that it's only the two of them. Nico, fully devoted, places her hands firmly on the sheets, declaring she wants her master to make her into a true demon. Girls basically begging for a promotion. But wait, suddenly she senses something is off. Her hands are touching something way too weird. Curious, she yanks the sheets away, probably thinking she's about to reveal something spicy. And underneath, boom, just a log of wood, literal wood. Nico freezes, stunned. Her master ditched her for a damn piece of lumber, talk about wood blocked. Meanwhile, Heron is nowhere near his room. He's out there grinding XP like his life depends on it. Despite still being just a level 1 vampire, he's juiced with stats after draining gallons of blood from the girls earlier. Basically, he's a rookie on steroids. But Heron's no fool. Instead of flexing in bed, he's prioritizing real combat experience. He knows that's the only way to level up. His plan: hunt down Zizian, the bastard who left him for dead, and get sweet revenge. Heron makes his way into a graveyard, where yin energy oozes like a bad horror movie intro. Thanks to his extermination squad experience, he already knows graveyards are basically monster heirbooms. Confident, he releases a terrifying aura, baiting monsters out like it's fishing day. Surely enough, the dead rise. A horde of faceless ghosts come stomping out of their graves, demanding who dared to disturb their nap time. A whole bunch of Tier 1 undead women glare at him, basically the Karen squad of the afterlife. They all rush at Heron, but he doesn't even flinch. The man's cold. The first ghost charges only to have her head punched clean off. Heron sneers, telling the rest they're nothing but weak trash mobs, savage. The others attack, glowing with their weak-ass green aura. Heron just sees target practice. He rips through them like paper, straight up mopping the graveyard floor with faceless corpses. With every kill, his XP bar shoots up until boom, level 5 unlocked. And of course, fresh attributes rain down like it's Christmas. The ghosts suddenly realize they're completely screwed and start running, but Heron's not about to let them go. Nope, he hunts them down like a tax collector on steroids. In his frenzy, he unlocks a brand new skill, Crimson Flash, 2 rapid dashes within 5 seconds, basically anime teleport spam. Heron grins like a madman, he's loving this. In no time, he blasts his way up to level 8. From baggage boy to blood god, now that's career progression. Checking his status panel, he sees his points stacked higher than a Black Friday shopping cart. He calculates strength, agility, and stamina will be his core. But since Crimson Flash already boosts agility, he pours the bulk into strength and stamina. Smart move, who needs speed when you can smash? Suddenly, danger alarms go off. A massive Tier 2 Shuri, aptly titled the Overseer, emerges, name glowing yellow. Yeah, the system's literally saying, bro, you're not ready. The monster swings a giant broadsword that could split a mountain. Heron barely dodges, almost turned into vampire sashimi. The beast is huge and slow, but then Heron notices there are 2 of them. Damn, double trouble. One almost crushes him with an anchor. But Heron leaps away, narrowly avoiding being turned into a pancake. He remembers green names meant weak mobs, easy kills. But yellow means serious business, even if they don't look like it. Heron refuses to back down. Fate gave him a second chance, and he's not wasting it. The Shuri swings its huge sword. Heron maneuvers behind it, kicking the monster's skull, but surprise, it does absolutely nothing. It's like kicking a concrete wall barefoot. Heron realizes fists and kicks won't cut it here, literally. The other Shuri lashes a chain toward him. At the last second, Heron activates Crimson Flash, zipping away in milliseconds. He survives by a hair's breadth, landing at a safe distance. Fighting 2 Shuris at once is insane. They cover each other like pro wrestlers. But in the chaos, Heron snatches a broken iron sword from one of their bodies. He believes if he ends this fast, he can win. No long fights. Charging in, he blocks an incoming strike with the broken blade. He roars back, flexing. With 80% of his points in strength, he's got the power to go head-to-head. Risky as hell, but possible. Heron zigzags in, vanishing from sight. The Shuri whirls around, confused. Too late. Heron drops from above, driving the sword straight into its skull. Blood explodes everywhere as the beast collapses, skull split open. Heron can't believe it. Killing one monster gave him massive gains. Now he understands why this grind is so addicting. Hitting level 10 unlocks another savage skill, Blood Prison Burial. Basically a cursed swamp of blood that slows enemies and impales them with blades. Brutal AF. The second Shuri screams in terror. Heron mocks him mercilessly. The Shuri's aura turns green, meaning he's officially downgraded to trash tier. Heron grins, promising to reunite him with his dead buddy soon. The Shuri hurls his anchor, desperate. Heron dodges like it's child's play. Confident and experienced from watching extermination squads, Heron sidesteps every move like he's been doing this for years. Time to finish it, he unleashes Blood Prison Burial. The Shuri is instantly trapped, then impaled by countless blood blades. It dies a horrific, gruesome death. Heron shudders. This new skill is beyond savage. Even he's a little scared of it. With the kill, he earns the title Undead Slayer, a perk that boosts his damage by 5% against the undead. Nice bonus. As dawn breaks, Heron stands proud. Risky night, but damn, he crushed it. Level 11 achieved, stats buffed, and his revenge target Zizian now feels closer than ever. Just then, the system notifies him of a new daily quest. Curious, he checks it out. There's definitely a reward waiting. The quest: absorb fresh blood from at least one opposite gender per day, but it has to be someone new. Fail and he loses 5 points. The system's basically forcing him to keep networking. Heron curses. He already drained every woman in the village yesterday. What's he supposed to do now? Standing in the graveyard, the system taunts him, find a woman. He's pissed. This feels like sabotage. Suddenly it hits him. All those faceless ghosts were women. So he assumes draining them still counts. Loophole secured, right? Heron smirks, convinced he's outsmarted the system. He sinks his fangs into one only to get denied. The blood is rotten, fusion impossible. He realizes they've been dead too long. Still, with so many undead women around, surely one of them should work. He grabs another, same result. Over and over failure. Frustrated, Heron clutches his head, finally realizing undead blood isn't fresh. He blames his own greed for draining the village dry yesterday. Screaming in rage, Heron unleashes his aura, desperate for a woman before the penalty robs his points. Meanwhile, Nico is still lying in his bed, literally inhaling his scent like a lovesick fangirl. Heron's aura reaches her, and instantly she realizes her master needs her. At the same time, the Red City squad is marching toward Heron's location, tracking the abnormal magic surge from last night. This surge hasn't happened before and it's piqued their interest. Trouble is about to double down. One of the men is absolutely convinced they're about to hit the jackpot, bring back the cause of that magic surge, and boom, instant fat rewards. But his buddy isn't buying it. He argues that if they screw this up, they'll be in deep trouble. Like, congrats bro, you just volunteered to die. Their leader cuts into the argument, shutting it down. No room for fear, she says, basically the classic anime team leader pep talk. She reassures them that everything will be fine as long as she's around. And who is she? None other than the stunning Lee Shuri. Yeah, she's gorgeous, but don't let that fool you. Still, Shuri is no fool either. She knows other agencies probably sense the surge too, so she wants her squad to be the first to get there and snatch the prize before anyone else. Sure enough, it doesn't take long before they roll up right at Heron's location. Heron sees humans and is immediately suspicious. He wonders if, please God, there's at least one woman in that vehicle. Spoiler alert, he's desperate. Two men step out first, eyeing Heron like some wanted poster come to life. One even points out he matches exactly what they're looking for, but then mocks him for only being tier 2. Damn the disrespect. Heron instantly loses interest, just dudes, useless to him. He quickly realizes they're hunters by their clothes and stance, and honestly their whole were tough energy. But then, jackpot, Shuri herself steps out like she's walking a fashion runway. She immediately identifies Heron as a vampire. Turns out Shuri is a lower-class gold warrior, which makes her crazy strong. She dismisses Heron like he's trash, not worth her time, savage. She orders her men to handle it, saying once they restrain him, just toss him in the trunk like yesterday's groceries. Meanwhile, Heron is secretly thrilled. He needed a woman and bam, one just walked right up. But then reality check, she's a gold tier awakened and the system literally marks her name in red, meaning bro, don't even try. To make matters worse, her lackeys are dangerous too. If he sits still, he's dead meat, so Heron decides to strike first. He activates Crimson Flash and vanishes from sight like a smoke bomb ninja. In a blink, he reappears right behind Shuri. She's stunned, a tier 2 vampire moving like that. Yeah, that's illegal speed hacks. Heron grabs her from behind, pulling her in close. Bold move. Shuri's eyes flash red. He touched one of her sensitive spots. That's a no one has ever dared do this kind of moment. She's caught off guard, wondering what the hell to do. First time in her life she's been in such a compromising position. Her men lose their shit, yelling at Heron to get off their boss. Shuri, still shaken, demands to know what the hell he thinks he's doing, holding her like that. Heron just apologizes, saying he can't help himself for what's coming next. And boom, he sinks his fangs into her. Daily quest completed, ladies and gentlemen. Shuri, who's always been untouchable her entire life, is suddenly feeling something she never has before. And it's wrecking her composed Shuri. She can't even control herself, overwhelmed by the new sensation. Instinctively, she throws Heron away with her powers. He crashes into a tree, but nails the superhero landing, taunting her, claiming she actually liked it. Ballsy. Shuri is in disbelief. Not only did this guy lay hands on her, but he even left a mark on her neck. She tells him the only way she'll forgive him is by turning him into an ice sculpture. Cold threat, literally. Heron sees right through her tsundere act and calls her out. Face turning red, she snaps at him to stop spouting nonsense. Textbook denial. Heron notes that she clearly doesn't want to kill him, so maybe, just maybe, he's got an escape window here. But suddenly, a golden card whips out of nowhere, nearly taking his head off. Shuri intercepts it just in time, saving him. She instantly realizes someone else is lurking around and demands they show themselves. And sure enough, two figures stroll out from the woods. They claim they're not enemies, telling her to chill. Yeah, Shuri, buddy. They reveal themselves, Zhang Zui, a low-tier gold awakened, and Yu Wen, an upper-class gold awakened. Elite center big shots, and they want Heron handed over. Heron realizes his day just went from bad to cursed. Fate really said, let's see how much crap you can deal with in one day. But Shuri refuses to hand him over. She makes it clear Heron is theirs since her squad got here first. Heron catches on fast. He starts sweet-talking Shuri, calling her noble and saying only she deserves him. Smooth operator. The system immediately confirms it. Shuri's affection climbs to 40%. She tries to hide her blush but still declares Heron belongs to Red City Group, and she warns Yu Wen and Zhang that they'll have to get through her first. Heron keeps hyping her up, saying she's so powerful those elite center guys don't stand a chance. Her affection rises again, now 45%. Bros speedrunning romance like it's an MMO. He doubles down, teasing that her subordinates are beasts too, loyal and strong enough to protect her no matter what. The guys back him up proud as hell, saying Red City has never feared anyone. Yu Wen realizes words won't cut it. If they want Heron, they're gonna have to fight for him. Zhang immediately launches a barrage of golden cards, trying to take Shuri out. But she casually deflects them with her blizzard like swatting flies. Then, with zero hesitation, she goes on the offensive. Her attacks blast straight toward Zhang and Yu Wen, ready to show them exactly why you don't mess with her. Jung gets caught in the blizzard, and the dude ends up buried in snow like a failed snowman, cold, miserable, and probably regretting his life choices. Meanwhile, Yu Wen smirks, realizing that Shuri is actually playing this situation pretty smart. He even chuckles, telling Heron that they've finally found a real opponent worth their damn time. But Shuri is secretly worried. Her attack didn't even scratch Yu Wen, and she has zero clue what game he's playing. That poker face of his, freaking unsettling. Shuri decides to stop overthinking and go straight for Yu Wen, commanding her subordinates to keep an eye on Heron so he doesn't pull some sneaky escape act. Then she leaps into the air with her icy powers on full display, leaving Heron wide-eyed like, damn, she deadly and hot at the same time. In midair, Shuri looks absolutely lethal as she begins crafting an ice song spell. From her spell, a massive ice flower blooms, elegant but dangerous as hell. Jung, still stuck in his clown mindset, thinks Shuri's attack is no big deal. What an idiot. Reality slaps him in the face when the ice flower slams into him directly. Instant karma. Shuri's subordinates cheer like fangirls at a K-pop concert, celebrating their boss's icy flex. Poor Jung finds himself frozen inside a towering ice wall, humiliated and shivering. Deserved. But Yu Wen, he's still standing like it's a damn picnic. He even mocks Zhang, saying there's no way he's crawling back to daddy to report their failure, then throws extra salt by laughing at him for getting wrecked by a woman. Savage AF. Hearing that pisses Shuri off. She cranks her power into overdrive, warning Yu Wen that he's next on her hit list. Yu Wen, though, is ice cold, telling her she's overestimating herself. Ego versus ego, folks. Suddenly, Shuri's subordinates get nailed with arrows out of nowhere. And these aren't just arrows, they instantly petrify them. Yeah, talk about bad luck. Both Shuri and Yu Wen freeze for a second, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Yu Wen's eyes widen, shocked that yet another challenger just crashed the party. And boom, the attacker reveals herself. It's Nico. Yup, the Chaos Queen herself just pulled up. She bolts toward Heron, hugging him tightly like she's been lost in a K-drama reunion scene, happily proclaiming how thrilled she is to have found her master. Heron, equally shocked yet relieved, asks her how in the world she managed to track him down. Nico blushes, smiling, and admits she felt he needed her. She rushed here to help, promising she'll always give her all as long as it's for him. And damn, Heron melts, straight up saying having Nico by his side is a blessing. The two cling to each other like they're in the middle of a romance anime, leaving everyone else confused as hell. Shuri, though, she's fuming. She doesn't even know why she's this mad. Deep down, she knows it's about Heron and Nico, but she denies it hard, blaming her anger on Nico petrifying her subordinates. Classic tsundere move. Shuri storms toward them, yelling at the duo to stop being clingy in the middle of a freaking battlefield. She demands Nico undo her petrification magic on the squad. But before she can reach them, Yu Wen intercepts her like a pro. He tells Shuri she deserves punishment for humiliating Zhang. His speed is insane, she can barely even track him. With a single blow to her chest, Yu Wen sends Shuri flying like she's literal trash tossed out the window. Brutal. Heron is shaken to his core. Watching this, he finally grasps just how terrifying an upper-class gold awakened really is. If Shuri, a low-class gold tier, stood zero chance, then he and Nico together, forget it. They couldn't even scratch this guy. Suddenly, Heron recalls the system's promise. Reaching 100 affection with his follower will unlock a mysterious reward. And he realizes, yeah, that might be their one and only shot to escape. Nico senses Yu Wen's insane strength too, but she refuses to look weak in front of her master. As Yu Wen closes in, he mocks them, bragging that he's about to bag both a vampire and a succubus. He gloats that his father will finally see him as a real man instead of the loser he probably is. Daddy issues much. He even promises Heron and Nico that their deaths will be quick and painless. Like, thanks for the shitty courtesy, bro. But Nico ain't having it. She lets loose a storm of magical arrows, determined not to let her master get stomped. Yu Wen casually swats them aside like they're mosquito bites. Zero effort, dude-s a monster. Just as Yu Wen is about to grab them, Heron activates his Crimson Flash skill, pulling off another clutch move. Yu Wen's grasp misses completely as Heron and Nico vanish from sight. Yu Wen's jaw practically drops. A Tier 2 vampire doing this, impossible, yet here it is. He spins around and spots them reappearing in the woods. But Heron is sweating bullets, he's burned through Crimson Flash already. If Yu Wen comes at them again, they're toast. Heron makes up his mind. He has to push Nico's affection to 100% now before Yu Wen crushes them. The frustrating part, he doesn't get why her affection hasn't maxed yet. Nico feels guilty, apologizing to Heron for being useless trash who couldn't help at the right time. She vows to do better, her devotion burning stronger. Desperate, Heron decides to take one hell of a gamble, even with death breathing down their necks. He kisses her, yep, straight up goes for it. And instantly, her affection skyrockets to 99%, so damn close. Yu Wen, watching this soap opera unfold, is absolutely disgusted. Like, really, you're making out in the middle of my murder attempt. He spits insults, saying monsters will always be trash no matter what. His fury erupts, his aura blazing, his voice dripping with rage. He demands to know if they'd really have started making out if he wasn't even there. Then he vows to obliterate them completely. Yu Wen charges like a juggernaut, while Heron can only pray Nico hits 100% before they're smashed to bits. But just before impact, Shuri creates an ice shield around the pair. The shield blocks Yu Wen's attack, protecting them in the nick of time. Of course, this only makes Yu Wen even madder. He turns to glare at Shuri, warning her not to cross the line again. But Shuri, she's not backing down for anyone. She snaps right back, declaring the vampire is hers. She makes it clear, if Yu Wen wants Heron, he'll have to go through her first. And just like that, the battlefield turns into a pride-fueled showdown. Boom, Heron finally unlocks the optimal stage with Nico. Her affection maxes out at 100%, all because that kiss on the battlefield hit her heart harder than any magic spell. The system instantly dings him with the news, mysterious reward unlocked. He now has a one-time skill, Peak Blood. This busted skill lets him borrow the full might and abilities of the Blood Demon God for 10 whole minutes. Unparalleled power, God mode activated. Heron doesn't even hesitate, he pops the skill, and a wave of terrifying aura explodes out, shaking everything around him. Both Shuri and Yu Wen freeze on the spot, realizing that Heron's power level just went from meh tier 2 to holy shit nightmare fuel. With one flex, Heron smashes the ice wall holding him. Steam rising off his body, cool pose locked in, he stares down Yu Wen and mocks him, reminding him of his earlier trash talk. He dares him to come and try now. Yu Wen can barely breathe, completely rattled at how Heron's magic just skyrocketed from nothing into this insane level. Heron taunts him for not attacking, warning that the one chance he had is now gone. Then he summons Demon Hand, a nightmarish skill that drags Yu Wen toward him like a ragdoll. Yu Wen struggles desperately, but resistance is useless. Heron grabs him by the throat, choking the so-called upper-class gold rank like he's a weakling. For the first time, Yu Wen is begging. He pleads with Heron not to kill him. Heron smirks at the irony. This was the same dude bragging just minutes ago. Yu Wen continues groveling, admitting he underestimated him, begging for forgiveness. But this moment sparks a flashback for Heron. Holding Yu Wen by the neck feels exactly like when Zizian once humiliated him the same way, tossing him like garbage. He remembers Zizian is an elite center awakened. That memory kills any thought of forgiveness. Without mercy, Heron hurls Yu Wen into the air. Then follows up with a gut punch mid-flight so savage it makes Yu Wen's whole body convulse. Heron's eyes blaze crimson, burning with demonic power. Yu Wen plummets downward, helpless. He slams into the ground like a missile, leaving a smoking crater behind. The mighty, upper-class gold rank can't even move a finger anymore. Heron calmly walks up, looming over him like a true apex predator. He finally tastes what it feels like to stand above the weak. He laughs, declaring the demon god's power is beyond broken, while wondering if he'll ever reach this level on his own someday. Shuri is frozen stiff, unable to process if this terrifying monster is really the same vampire who bit her earlier. She convinces herself he must have been hiding his powers. Nico, on the other hand, is glowing with pride, cheeks red as she gushes to herself that she truly picked the best master. But then Jung, who was frozen, decides he's had enough. He shatters Shuri's ice cage and steps out like he's about to go berserk. He blames his loss on letting his guard down earlier and vows not to hold back again. But when he sees Heron just standing there radiating aura like a volcano, his confidence wavers. Heron, disgusted just by hearing Jung's voice, unleashes his next skill, Red Storm. A plague of bats pours out and Jung screams in disgust, demanding Heron stop. The bats engulf him completely, devouring every inch of flesh. When they're done, only bones remain. Jung is erased from existence. System notification, Jung defeated, +5 levels. Heron smirks, gold tier enemies give crazy amounts of XP. Red Storm's ability to swarm groups with bats proves insanely effective. Heron is thrilled that this skill is now permanently his. Meanwhile, Yu Wen, lying broken on the ground, cries for help, pathetically begging for anyone to save him. Heron crouches down mockingly, telling him to speak louder since he can't hear his whining. Yu Wen breaks and admits he's terrified of dying. He blurts out that his father is the president of the elite center, promising Heron anything if he lets him live. Heron confirms he really just wants to go home. With a twisted smile, he agrees to help him. He lifts Yu Wen with his telekinesis, assuring him there's no need for rewards. He's just being a chill guy. Then he yeets Yu Wen into the sky like a human cannonball. Shuri watches in shock, realizing Heron literally just launched Yu Wen in the direction of City J. Technically, yeah, he's sending him home, but with extra features attached. The force of the throw sends Yu Wen smashing through mountains, but he keeps flying, body mangled. He doesn't stop until he reaches his father's city. He crashes straight into his father's building, obliterating it on impact. System reward: more attribute points. Mission complete. Heron grins darkly, joking that Yu Wen made it home safely, while fully knowing the guy is nothing but paste now. Another +5 levels gained, though Heron feels the XP should have been higher. Still, he accepts that higher levels will always require more grind. Then he turns his gaze to Shuri, who's trembling uncontrollably, terrified that she might be next on the chopping block. But instead, Heron turns to Nico, telling her there's something he needs and he'll need her cooperation. Shuri overhears this and fear grips her heart, assuming she's part of Heron's next twisted plan. Nico, though, blushes and vows to give her master whatever he wants. And here it comes. Heron activates the deadly skill known as Soul Resonance. The second he does, Nico's entire body trembles as raw energy tears through her veins, concentrating right in her chest. Damn, that looks painful. Nico gasps in shock. It feels like something inside her chest is about to explode out. Talk about body horror. Then bam, a sword handle actually emerges from her chest. She stares at it wide-eyed, completely stunned. Like, what the hell, since when did I have a sword stuck in me? She even wonders if this weapon belongs to Heron himself. The blade keeps pushing its way out, every inch burning through her body. She pleads desperately for Heron to pull it out slowly before she loses her mind. With steady steps, Heron approaches, grips the sword firmly, and begins to draw it out. He calmly explains that this is the true power of soul resonance, reassuring her that she'll be fine. Yeah, right, easy for him to say while he's literally yanking a weapon from her chest. And soon it's out completely. The system reveals the truth: soul resonance can only be triggered when a follower's affection hits the max. The reward: a unique piece of equipment forged from the follower's own body. For Nico, it's the Bloodblade Bradshaw. Damn, now that's hardcore loyalty. Heron smirks with satisfaction, realizing he just scored himself a brand new weapon. Meanwhile, Shuri watches in horror as the sword emerges. Her jaw drops like, did he seriously just pull Excalibur out of his girl's chest? Terrified, she stammers that someone as absurdly strong as him shouldn't even need a weapon. She suspects he pulled out the blade just to end her life in style. But Heron strolls toward her, dismissing her paranoia. With one swift motion, he swings his new blade. And instantly, Shuri's clothing is shredded apart. A chilling sensation floods her body, making her shiver from head to toe. She covers herself, begging him to just kill her if he must, anything but stripping away her dignity. Heron cuts her off coldly, telling her to shut up. What he did just now, that was only a warm-up. If she wants to live, there's just one way out: she has to follow him to the woods behind them. The creep factor just spiked. He adds that there's something important he needs to discuss. Shuri's mind spins into panic mode. Why the woods? Why him? Why now? Every red flag in existence is waving at her. Suddenly, Shuri connects the dots. There must be one reason he spared her life earlier. He's into her. She convinces herself Heron wants her body, plain and simple. She concludes that vampire or not, he's just like any other man. And let's be real, she admits he's handsome as hell, which sends her imagination spiraling. Too far though, she actually pictures him forcing himself onto her, grinning devilishly. Girl, what are you even doing? Heron casually leans against a tree while Shuri's face burns crimson, realizing this could be her first time. She panics, believing everything about this moment defies her moral compass. But instead of what she imagines, Heron orders her to repeat after him. Pledge loyalty, never betray him. That's it. Shuri freezes, utterly confused. With his terrifying glare, Heron warns her he didn't let her live so she could doubt his authority. His voice cuts like steel: just say the damn words. With no choice, Shuri blushes, reciting the pledge. She asks timidly if that finally satisfies him. When Heron checks her stats, her profile pops up. Age 24, insanely competitive, cold on the outside but actually decent inside. She's narcissistic, loves dominant men, classic toxic package. Her affection meter sitting at 45%. Heron smiles, saying that's good enough. Shuri melts instantly, excitement flooding her face as he steps closer. Her heart races, she's convinced he's about to kiss her for the very first time. But no, plot twist, Heron pulls back and bluntly tells her that's the end of the reward. Savage, she's stunned, begging to know what comes next. He coolly says her petrified allies will recover soon, so she should just gather them and leave. One final warning, she doesn't get to tell anyone what went down here. His eyes make it clear this is no joke. Shuri trembles with fear. Without another word, Heron walks away, declaring he's done with her. Desperate, Shuri calls out for him to wait. He turns, clearly annoyed, asking what more she wants. She pleads for help. If her subordinates wake up and see her like this, she'll lose all authority. She begs Heron to fix the situation. To her shock, he obliges, offering his own clothes. The gesture leaves her breathless, overwhelmed by his scent and presence. Her affection level skyrockets to 60%. She blushes so hard it's basically written all over her face. She's falling for him. And with that, Heron heads back to the succubus village. He feels damn proud, level 21 achieved, new skills unlocked. The addiction to power keeps growing and he knows he can't stop now. A new system notification drops. He now qualifies to challenge the blood prison. But here's the kicker, the arena won't grant points and any injuries won't magically heal between battles. Survive and win, the rewards are insane. Fail, well, you're screwed. Heron realizes this could seriously mess up his grind pace. Logically, he should farm more levels before diving in, but waiting around, not his style. He rises, declaring boldly that only the daring earn the true rewards. The arena gates open. Heron enters with the aura of a vampire king. Instantly, the system dresses him in a new outfit, perfectly tailored down to the tiniest detail. Dude-s walking like it's a runway show. A cold mechanical voice greets him. Welcome to the preparation room, choose your weapon. Before him lies an arsenal, axes, swords, and more. A knight's two-handed greatsword gleaming like it's forged for legends. A dagger sharp enough to pierce straight through hearts. A monstrous battle axe ready to split mountains, and a radiant sun shield that could withstand hellfire. Each weapon stacked with bonus stats. Pick one and he gets major buffs. But here's the catch, Heron doesn't actually have any weapon mastery skills, so now he's stuck. Big man moment, but clueless on which toy to grab. And then, he spots a long threaded cucumber. No stat boosts, no flashy aura, just a vegetable. But here's the kicker, poking enemies with it actually makes them spasm like they're glitching in a video game. Yeah, we're dead serious. Without a second thought, he grabs the damn cucumber. Shuri, it looks ridiculous, but in his gamer brain, he knows that sometimes the most meme-worthy weapon turns into a god-tier strat. 3 buffs show up on the menu. Armor Breaker, every strike lowers enemy defense by 1%. Potion Buff, restores 30% HP instantly. Equipment Force grants random gear. Heron groans, he has to pick a buff without knowing the enemy. That's like choosing a loadout blindfolded. Still, being the seasoned gamer he is, reducing defense always clutch. Naturally, he picks Armor Breaker. With weapon in hand and buff locked in, the system doesn't wait, it teleports him straight into the blood arena. Damn, no warm-up. He crash lands in the arena, greeted by a system notification like it's welcoming him to hell. One glance around and it's obvious. This place is straight up the Colosseum but with way more bloodstains. The stands are filled with spectators and the host cheerfully welcomes Heron to floor 1 of the blood prison arena. 50 floors total, each guarded by its own defender. Beat them, collect rewards, climb higher. Easy in theory, nightmare in practice. Enter Sally, the host/commentator. Her voice is sweet, playful, even too charming for this slaughterhouse. Heron can't believe it, a live commentator. What is this, esports for psychopaths? He sighs, this is going to be one hell of an annoying ride. Sally hypes up the crowd, announcing that Heron is a vampire with scarlet powers but still a rookie. She teases the audience, can this newbie actually shock the arena? With a dramatic pause, Sally introduces the first-floor defender. From the shadows, a woman steps forward. White dress flowing, tears streaking down her cheeks, creepy and tragic all in one shot. Heron can't help himself and blurts out, asking why she's crying. She answers with a voice cold enough to freeze your spine. She speaks to the dead, sees death before it comes. Translation, she's a banshee, name Bin Hida, creepy upgrade unlocked. Hida explains her job description, show up when doom is near and scream for the dying. Right now she's crying for Heron because she senses death clinging to him like perfume. Brutal. Heron is shook, she's basically calling him dead meat before the fight even starts. He also notices her name doesn't show any ranking. Great system bugs at the worst possible time. He shakes his head, deciding to stop overthinking. Ranking or not, her aura screams danger. Heron goes aggressive, launching Red Storm immediately. Hida doesn't even twitch, his swarm of bats gets sliced apart like paper decorations. Instant annihilation. She calmly tells him his bats are useless against her. Translation, nice try, loser. Then, in a flash, Hida disappears. She reappears right behind him, whispering death in his ear as she swings to decapitate him. But surprise, Heron dodges. He leaps high, mocking her, saying he baited her because Red Storm was just a setup. Damn, flexing mid-fight. And now the moment of cringe. He dares her to face the full might of his long, threaded cucumber. Yep, he went there. He lunges, trying to poke her with it. Hida smacks it away instantly, disgusted, refusing to let herself get poked. Honestly, who would? Sally jumps in with live commentary, making sure even the blind or distracted audience members catch the absurdity of what just happened. She flips her tone, suggesting Hida might actually win this, then switches again, hyping Heron, classic commentator energy. Turns out Heron really did flip the script. He's grabbed Hida, locking her into a position she can't break free from. She's stunned. How the hell did he overpower her? Boom, he slams Hida down, pinning her to the ground, straddling her. He smirks, bragging that his ridiculous cucumber actually came through. He claims the second she saw it, she lost composure. Bro really said, "You lost to the cucumber, savage." He suggests she just give up. No way out, no escape, and clearly he's stronger. He taunts further, promising not to hurt her if she stays still. Spoiler, she won't. Hida snaps, her wail rips through the arena, shaking the air. The sonic blast sends Heron flying. He slams into a wall, coughing, bleeding. Damn, zero chill from her. He realizes fast, yeah, Hida is not someone to underestimate. Sally hypes it up, the Banshee's comeback is real, she's charging her ultimate. The wailing alpha, her deadliest cry designed to claw into the deepest fear of death. It crushes the mind, steals the will to fight, drags the target into darkness. Absolute nightmare fuel. Sally bluntly says if Heron's mental strength isn't enough, he's finished. Heron clutches his head in agony. Sally instantly calls it match over, Hida wins, no way he's walking out of this one. Suddenly, Heron finds himself standing before his mother. Wait, what? Illusion or afterlife? His eyes widen in disbelief. He stammers, asking if it's really her. She playfully teases him, who else could it be? She praises how much he's grown. She stretches out her hand, asking him to take it so she can see him clearly. She promises they'll stay together forever if he does. Heron moves closer, ready to reach for her hand. The emotional trap is set. But she slips in the line, let's go to paradise together, forever. Yeah, massive red flag. Heron halts, his so-called mother pushes him, urging him to take her hand now. He finally speaks, death not new to him. He's been betrayed, abandoned, thrown to monsters as bait. He's lived with illness, constantly on the edge of death. He remembers childhood battles when awakened beings and monsters clashed. And above all, his real mother risked everything to protect him and his sister. His aura explodes, dark and terrifying. He declares he didn't survive all that suffering just to fall to some cheap hallucination trick. His willpower drags him back, shattering the illusion. Everyone, spectators, Sally, and even Hida is floored. The Banshee can't believe it, her ultimate failed. Heron tanked it, absolute plot armor madness. Heron calmly pulls his trusty cucumber weapon back into his hand. Yeah, the meme weapon isn't done yet. Sally's voice rings through the arena, praising him for breaking through Hida's ultimate move. She applauds his insane mental fortitude like, damn, this rookie is built different. The fight just got spicy. Heron smirks and activates a new skill, blood concealment. He confidently tells Hida he's already figured out how her powers work. Big talk. In an instant, he vanishes, gone invisible. Hida scoffs, unimpressed. According to her, stealth won't save him from the punishment she's about to deliver. Cocky Banshee mode on. Then a surge of violent purple aura explodes from her body, raw power pouring into her attacks. She blasts the entire arena, flooding every inch with destructive energy. In her mind, she's covered all possible angles. Game over, kid. But plot twist, she suddenly feels something poking her mouth. Yep, it's the cucumber. And at this point, even the audience is like, no way. The armor breaker buff kicks in instantly. Heron mocks her, telling her to quit bawling like a baby, straight savage. Everyone, including Sally, is shook. The rookie just casually bypassed her ultimate charm like it was a cheap knockoff spell. Before Hida can even process, Heron pokes her again with the cucumber. And again, each poke shaves off 1% of her defense like a slow death speedrun. Hida is horrified, she can't believe a freaking cucumber is wrecking her this badly. Each jab hurts more than the last, shredding her composure. She's in so much pain she can barely endure it. Imagine losing to Produce, it's humiliating. But Heron isn't done, he pushes harder, unleashing his final combo. The repeated pokes force Hida into a full-blown spasm, her body convulsing as she collapses to the ground, defense plummeting with no brakes. She lies there trembling uncontrollably, unable to move, unable to process how this nightmare weapon is dismantling her. And then boom, a loud explosion rattles the entire arena as the combo ends. When the smoke clears, Hida is left in a crater. Heron stands tall above her, casually asking if she'd like him to keep poking her. Bruh, that's cold. Broken and humiliated, Hida begs him to stop. Her defenses are gone, shredded to zero and still dropping. She admits defeat, there's nothing left to fight with. Even Sally, the commentator, loses herself in the moment, completely entranced by Heron's dominance. She's basically fangirling. Heron has to snap her out of it, reminding her to actually call the damn match. Embarrassed, Sally apologizes, saying she got swept up by his flawless performance. Finally, she announces the result. Heron is the winner. He's cleared the first floor of the blood arena. His reward, a solid +10 abnormal status resistance, boosting him against poison, bleed, mind control, you name it. Oh, and a skill point for enhancing his abilities, jackpot. Heron is genuinely impressed. Not only do his stats improve, but he can now upgrade skills too. For once he admits, yeah, this arena gig was worth it. But he's not reckless. He knows diving straight into another fight could cost his life. So he vows to return after leveling up, declining the offer to proceed to floor 2. Smart move. With that, he steps out of the arena. Just as his foot crosses the threshold, the system drops a bombshell. He's unlocked a hidden skill, Victor's Pact. Heron is floored. Why did it wait until now to activate? Suspicious. Checking the details, he learns the truth. The skill lets him convert defeated opponents into his followers, summonable allies who will fight alongside him. He's shocked and thrilled. Basically, every win means adding soldiers to his personal army. If he clears all 50 floors, he'll command a full-blown army of elite warriors. That's broken. Later, as he reaches his door, he hears Nico's voice calling from inside. He opens it to find Nico sprawled on his bed. Oh. She's literally rubbing herself against the sheets, inhaling his scent like it's the best perfume ever made. She even sighs, saying it feels like heaven. Girl is down bad. Just as she's basking in the moment, the aura intensifies because the real Heron has just walked in. Busted. Stunned, Heron demands to know what the hell she's doing. Nico panics, scrambling with excuses. It's not what it looks like, yeah, Shuri. She explains she only came to bring him a new coat, since he gave his old one to Shuri. She shows him the freshly made coat, proudly saying she stayed up all night sewing it. Heron softens, relieved. He actually needed a replacement. He pats her head, telling her he can't do without her. Smooth. Nico's whole body glows. She takes his words as a full-blown love confession. In her mind, it means he wants her forever. She's floating. Meanwhile, Heron, having survived 2 brutal fights, just wants some damn rest. But peace never lasts. The very next morning, orcs attack the village. Their leader roars orders, trample everything, steal valuables, and capture all the women. Typical scumbag energy. He warns his men not to let a single girl escape. Yeah, classy. But before they can finish, magical arrows strike some orcs. They freeze instantly, petrified where they stand. The leader whirls around to see Nico standing tall, bow in hand. He sneers, mocking her bravery. Does she have a death wish? But Nico doesn't flinch. She demands he release her comrades or he'll end up like his frozen soldiers, savage. The orc leader laughs in her face, saying she's delusional. According to him, she's already dead meat. Before Nico can react, several orcs surround her from behind, ready to crush her. But suddenly they're impaled. Heron's upgraded blood prison burial explodes into action, skewering the attackers. This time, the skill isn't restricted to a fixed area. The upgrade lets him cast it freely. Heron just turned the battlefield into his personal slaughterhouse. The blood spikes lock onto multiple targets automatically, striking faster than before. Heron turns most of the soldier orcs into living kebabs. Yeah, skewered like street food. Savage. Nico senses the aura even before laying eyes on Heron. She instantly knows that signature lethal work could only belong to her master. Heron steps up, flexing confidence, assuring Nico that he's got everything under control. Like, don't sweat it, babe, I'll handle the invaders. Then boom, the orc leader shows up. He's shocked to find a vampire chilling among the succubi. Turns out this guy isn't just a grunt, he's a tier 3 beast, an orc centurion. With arrogance dripping, he suggests Heron should mind his own damn business. Bro, really? That pisses Heron off big time. He snaps back, telling the orc leader that the blood of these women is already running through his veins. No way he's backing down now, game's personal. Enraged, Heron activates his Victor's Pact skill. He summons Hida. Instantly, she emerges with grace, pledging loyalty. I am ready to serve. She floats with this powerful aura like she owns the damn place. Nico is impressed, actually hyped, watching her master's summon. Girl's thrilled that even his creatures are absolute beasts in power. But the orc leader, not fazed at all, he laughs her off, thinking she's just another random summon, then flexes. He's got 80 to 100 orcs under his command. Bro thinks numbers beat quality, rookie mistake. Hida doesn't waste time, she unleashes her wailing power. And damn, it wrecks the battlefield instantly. The orcs never saw this psychological warfare coming. One by one, the orc soldiers start stabbing themselves. Yeah, self-destruction mode on. Their minds collapse into despair. They see themselves as trash, confess every sin like it's Judgment Day, smashing their own heads in. And while they yeet themselves out of existence, Heron casually racks up XP points. Talk about farming efficiently. The orc leader collapses, clutching his head, drowning in those dark, intrusive thoughts. But he claws his way back. Shaking, he declares, "I am an orc centurion. I bear the pride of all orcs. Bro, this ain't an anime speech contest." Heron doesn't let him finish the cringe speech. He delivers a brutal knee to the jaw. Blood sprays everywhere. Shut the hell up already. Coldly, Heron tells him his idea of honor is straight up trash. But he's not done. He rotates his body and lands a devastating kick. The impact rips through the orc's body, blood spewing like a busted juice box, and in between pounding him, Heron spits facts. The survival of the succubus village depends on this fight. He boots the orc leader into the air, sending him flailing like a ragdoll with zero control. Then activates Red Storm. A swarm of bats launches straight at the airborne centurion. The orc leader scoffs, claims his defense is top tier, holding his sword up like it's gonna save his sorry ass. He even brags that Heron wouldn't have stood a chance without Hida. Bro, cope harder. Heron claps back, "You came with a whole damn army and you're talking about a fair one-on-one. Get real, facts." To end it, Hida and Nico tag team. Their combined attack detonates in a massive explosion. The orc leader goes down hard dust. Heron declares his downfall came from holding back, savage truth. And to make sure this clown stays down, he impales him with blood spikes. Overkill, nah, just finishing the job. Victory notification pops up. Heron's leveled up. Easy grind, big rewards. After confirming the battlefield is clear, he checks on everyone. Nico reassures him the village survived thanks to his badass beatdown. She even fangirls, calling him totally epic while wrecking the orcs. The other succubi agree. With Heron's insane display, the orcs will think twice before ever coming back. They're grateful beyond words, unsure how to repay him. Heron turns to Hida, compliments her for handling herself like a pro despite this being her first summon. He thanks her for wiping out orcs with her insane crying powers. Hida blushes like crazy. She insists it's an honor to serve and promises to obey his every command. Girls down bad. Heron takes full advantage, telling her to follow him because he's got a mission. And yeah, you guessed it, he sinks his fangs into her neck, drinking her blood. Hida's shocked like, bro just finished tormenting her with his cucumber ordeal and now he's biting her again. No chill. She gasps, asking if this is part of his mission or just some personal fantasy. Either way, she ain't resisting. While he drinks, the system notifies. Hida's affection skyrockets to 50%. And ding, daily quest of blood-sucking complete. After finishing, Heron explains, he needs to drink blood every day to stay strong. Practical, not just kinky. But then he notices something off. Hida's acting weird. At first, he thinks it's anemia, but no, it's something else entirely. Hida confesses, after their fight yesterday, her body became overly sensitive. Seeing him again makes her relive that defeat. She admits she's soaked just from his presence. Yeah, things escalated real quick. Her face turns red, body drenched, and she excuses herself before losing all composure. She vanishes, probably to enjoy that overwhelming sensation in private. Later, Nico is chilling in the pool with another succubus. She talks about all the good Heron has done and wonders how to repay him. Her friend drops the bomb. There's only one way, offer her body. Classic succubus logic. Nico agrees but sighs that Heron seems way too focused on battles, barely touching social stuff. Plus, she admits her own inexperience with men. She doubts if she could ever satisfy her master. Girl's insecure. Her friend asks if she really thinks Heron's not interested. Nico nods. She's tried before, it never worked. The friend roasts her. Seduction is literally succubi's core skill. She's just too innocent to use it. But don't worry, she's got a plan to make Heron completely obsessed. Step 1, drop the towel. Nico obeys, standing in the pool with her flawless, enticing body on full display. She nervously asks what's next. Without warning, her friend blasts her with energy. Talk about zero chill. Nico's jaw drops, totally shocked by whatever the hell her friend just did. She stares and blurts out, what the hell was that? Her friend calmly drops the truth bomb. Nico's combat skills are actually the highest among all succubi. Yeah, queen energy unlocked. Meanwhile, Heron realizes something annoying. Victor's pact eats mana like a broken gacha game. Dude's skill is powerful but way too expensive to spam. To keep himself strong, he decides on a grind plan. Physical training plus dumping his attribute points into mana. Yeah, gym plus stats buff combo. Back at the village, Nico tells Heron she's figured out a way to finally repay him for saving everyone. Oh, here we go. Heron's sweaty from his workout, and when he calls Nico's name in that sweet voice, girl's heart just melts into goo. Nico stares at him, smiling in pure excitement, and compares his body to a perfectly sculpted masterpiece. Basically, thirst alert. Her body trembles uncontrollably. Just from staring at his physique, this is some next-level simp energy, guys. She tries to cast a status effect on him, but guess what? It fails miserably. Big oof. Turns out her helpful friend forgot to mention that if it fails, there's a backlash. Great friend, huh? Nico soon realizes the problem. Heron is a damn blood demon god, like seriously no status effect is touching him. Now she's panicking, wondering what kind of hell awaits her. In Heron's room, he doesn't rage at Nico. Instead, he notices the weird mark on her body. Nico admits her body's burning hot, mind spinning with crazy lustful thoughts. She confesses how hard it is to control herself, and begs Heron to help her. Yep, she's down bad. Heron pulls her close into a hug, telling her he understands what she's going through. Smooth operator. But he also warns her she's not thinking straight right now. Nico ignores that, saying he can do whatever he wants with her. Dangerous words, girl. Heron doesn't hesitate, he kisses Nico, sealing the deal. Immediately, Nico feels an endless surge of mana flooding her body. She's never experienced anything like it and compares it to leveling up in real life. Gamer moment. But then it hits her, this insane sensation might be caused by him. She doesn't even want to believe Heron can trigger something like this. Still, she's glad he went all in with her, even without her lust mark working. She describes it like being devoured alive, most intense, mind-blowing experience of her entire life. Bro, she's cooked. Morning comes and Heron gets slapped with a system notification. Nico has obtained Blood Demon Essence. Her stats skyrocket and boom, she advances to Tier 4. Even Heron is stunned, like WTF, my essence can do that. The system explains this only activates when a follower hits 100% affection. One-time deal only. Heron realizes the skill can't be abused. Still, it's busted as hell. Nico's now a Tier 4 beast with stats higher than him. He zones out thinking about it while Nico notices. She asks if he's disappointed in her performance last night. Damn, insecurity kicking in already. Heron shuts it down instantly, telling her she was amazing. Nico blushes, declaring serving him is the greatest honor. She belongs to him now. Yeah, she's officially simping 100%. Smooth as hell, Heron casually asks if there are other beast tribes nearby, especially ones with female members. Sneaky bastard. Nico reveals the orc group from yesterday has a village on the other side of the forest. They've been raiding and terrorizing other clans non-stop. With that info, Heron and Nico march straight toward the orc village. Upon arrival, Heron smirks. Of course there'll be female orcs here. Time for payback. Savage plan loading. He tells Nico to show off her new Tier 4 power but warns, keep the women alive, priorities. Nico accepts, ecstatic that her master is letting her get revenge on the bastards who tormented her people. She leaps into the air, charging a massive purple energy orb. She grins, high on the raw power now coursing through her veins. Without hesitation, she launches it straight at the village, obliterating orcs in one devastating blast. Heron casually reaps the experience points from it, easy farming. He smiles, realizing whenever his followers kill, he gets XP too, basically free AFK leveling. Nico's attack leaves a massive crater at the village's entrance. Talk about an entrance move. She announces loud and clear she's here to wipe them all out. Villain entrance vibes. The orc warriors laugh, mocking her as just a weak succubus. They charge like idiots. And Nico snatches their heads mid-charge. She slams them together like smashing coconuts. Brutal. Nico powers up again, ready to unleash more carnage. This time she summons a whip from her body. She leaps high into the air, aura blazing, taunting the orcs to attack her with everything they've got. And of course the dumb bastards take the bait. Big mistake, she wipes the floor with them. Every kill funnels more experience straight to Heron. Talk about passive income grinding. He's thrilled. Nico does all the hard work while he sits back stacking XP. Efficiency king, he even levels up to 25. System blesses him with a new skill, Dark Affinity. Heron checks it out, movement speed plus 30% during night or dark zones, plus his attacks inflict bleed, draining 1.5% HP over 5 seconds. Broken upgrade achieved. Heron couldn't hide his satisfaction with the new skill. It's dawning on him that the system is basically grooming him into a full-fledged vampire, stronger at night, faster, deadlier. Yeah, the guy's literally getting buffed by moonlight. Meanwhile, Nico wipes the floor with the orcs. In no time, she's standing on a mountain of corpses, disappointed as hell. She wanted a real fight, but these orcs, trash mobs at best. Then plot twist, one female orc warrior dares to step up, threatening to teach Nico a lesson. Yeah, good luck with that, sweetheart. The second Heron lays eyes on her, he flexes with Crimson Flash. Boom, he's instantly behind her. The orc spins around, realizing a literal predator is breathing down her neck. Big mistake picking this fight. Heron doesn't hesitate. He bites straight into her neck and she screams. Brutal, but hey, it gets his daily task checked off the to-do list. Vamp life, am I right? On top of that, they even managed to capture 30 female orcs alive. Guess the raid wasn't a total waste. Heron praises Nico for the performance, telling her this is a huge step forward. Nico acts humble. Oh, it was all thanks to you, like a kid fishing for extra compliments. Since her level just went up, Heron explains she should now be able to extend the petrification effect of her love arrows. He tells her to turn those female orcs into stone once they're back in the village and keep them in storage. Yeah, dude, literally stockpiling orc statues like Pokémon cards. He doesn't even care if they're ugly, utility comes first. With that many stone dolls, he won't have to stress about daily missions for a month straight. Lazy efficiency 101. Out of nowhere, Nico pulls out an orb she found and offers it to him. She figures it might be worth something. Heron takes it and holy hell, it's a rare item, the magic breath pill jackpot. With this, he realizes he can stroll back into the city completely undetected by awakened hunters. No cloak, no sneaky ninja crap, just a pill. Of course, he gulps it down instantly. And just like that, he remembers he still has beef with Zizian. Next morning, easy. He uses one of the captive orcs to knock out his daily quest. After that, he drops the news to Nico and Hida. He's heading back to the city. Nico instantly panics, asking if she screwed something up. But Heron reassures her nope, she's been killing it. He's just got personal matters to settle in J-City. Won't take more than a couple days, he promises. He also leaves her in charge with Hida as backup. And no, they're not allowed to sit around. He orders them to expand their turf and wipe out every beast within a 10-mile radius. Dude pats Hida's shoulder like, you got this, soldier. He adds a clear instruction, if they run into female beasts, Nico knows the drill. She grins, fully ready to obey. With orders delivered, Heron bounces, leaving the girls to start the grind immediately. Hida mutters, wondering why the hell he needs to go to the city or who's waiting for him there. Nico just shrugs, his business is way above our pay grade. Fair point. And here comes the thirsty subplot. She's lounging with his coat, massaging it like it's a boyfriend pillow. She admits she hasn't stopped thinking about him since their little forest rendezvous. Yikes. Then suddenly, a weird sound echoes in her room. She turns around, and there's Heron casually working out right next to her bed. Bro just spawned like an NPC. He's talking all casual while she's freaking out, asking if he woke her. But she's shook. How the hell did he sneak in without her noticing? And more importantly, how does he even know her address? Stalker vibes. Heron shuts that down quick. He reminds her she swore loyalty. That bond lets him sense her location anytime he wants. Then full king mode, he asks if he really needs permission to check on his own underling. Girl instantly folds, of course not, my lord. He moves on, telling her there's something he needs from her, intel. Specifically, dirt on Zizian, the steel tier awakened from the elite center. He wants to know the guy's upcoming missions. She smirks, saying that's no problem. She's a squad leader in the Red City group, and her connections make this kind of info child's play. Heron's got another question nagging at him. Shuria encourages him to just spit it out, she'll answer anything. And oh boy, he does. He tells her he saw her sleeping on his coat last night, moaning his name in her sleep. He straight up asks what kind of dream she was having. Savage. Her face goes full tomato, stuttering like crazy. Turns out she was actually dreaming about being with him, basically replaying her thirsty forest fantasies in her head. Before she can fully die of embarrassment, her alarm goes off, reminding her she's late for work. Perfect timing. She bolts up, rushing to get ready, promising him she'll grab the intel he asked for after her shift. Heron just watches, amused. He figures she must have had one hell of a dream. Later that day, Shuria is in the Red City Group's underground parking lot, still replaying everything in her head. She's distracted by thoughts of Heron, yeah, girl's obsessed. That's when she runs into two intimidating figures. Their aura screams big deal. The guy in red steps forward, saying he's got a question. He asks about the recent magic surge and casually mentions his younger brother, Yu Wen. Turns out his brother was killed during the investigation. To make it worse, the body was dumped back at HQ. He's pissed and wants to know how the hell Shuria survived when someone stronger than her couldn't. This man in red, Yu Wu, a literal legendary tier awakened. Translation, don't mess with him unless you've got a death wish. Shuria's terrified, but she bites back, asking if he seriously thinks she killed Yu Wen. Bold move. His buddy Wang Meng, a golden tier awakened, isn't buying it. He suggests they skip the questions and just beat the truth out of her. Typical henchman energy. Without hesitation, Wang Meng charges at her. His fists ignite in flames, skill activated, ready to roast her alive. She counters by throwing up an ice wall, blocking the attack. Nice save. Still, she's pissed at this sudden aggression. She shouts back, is this really how the elite center operates? She calls out Wang Meng for abusing his status just because he's got a legendary tier babysitter watching his back. And honestly, she's not wrong. She snaps back, reminding them they're standing inside the Red City Group headquarters. If she raises the alarm, the whole building's gonna jump them. She warns that if they want to fight, she'll gladly throw hands. Bold move. Yu Wu, keeping it classy, tells her not to get the wrong idea. He says Wang Meng's just a hothead, just like his dead brother. Yeah, thanks for the family therapy session, buddy. He makes it clear he's not looking for trouble, all he wants are answers. He says when he investigated the scene, all he found was a skeleton. Great clue, Sherlock. Shuri scoffs, telling Yuwu they never even saw the beast that attacked them. Then she turns her back and walks away, attitude dialed to max. Yuwu just smiles like a lunatic, thanking her for her cooperation. That's not creepy at all. Shuri, though, is panicking inside. She knows she's officially on Yuwu's radar, and that's bad news. To put it into perspective, most Awakeners never even reach Golden Tier their entire lives. Star Diamond Tier, already a miracle, but Legendary Tier, that's God level. And Yuwu is smiling polite, but underneath, pure monster. She knows she has to warn Heron before things go south. After she leaves, Yuwu coughs. Wang Meng asks if he's okay. Yuwu shrugs it off, saying he's just keeping his OCD in check. Bro's got issues. He then orders Wang Meng to track down the two subordinates who were with Shuri during the incident. He wants their stories interrogated to the letter. And if even one detail doesn't match, he's ready to kill all three of them, Shuri included. Savage, but that's Legendary Tier energy for you. Meanwhile, Heron's grinding. He earns a fat stack of experience points, realizing Nico and Hida have been working their asses off. Thanks to that, he hits level 27. And with more followers, he's confident he'll just keep snowballing his growth non-stop. He also notes his new title is way better than the lame old Undead Slayer. Finally, some branding that doesn't sound like a B-movie. That's when Shuri returns, reporting she got the goods. Zizian is leading a squad out of the city at 10 p.m. with 8 Steel Tier Awakened tagging along. That's basically a raid boss party. She even brings a file stuffed with every detail: squad members, skills, home addresses, phone numbers. She basically docks the entire team. Hacker vibes. Heron is stunned. She didn't just try, she gave him everything. He tells her she's absolutely the best, big W. And with that compliment, her affection level jumps to 69%. Nice. Shuri tries to play it cool, saying praise doesn't make her happy. But Heron sees right through her, classic tough act. Then he spots a box she brought along and asks what's inside. Turns out it's a gift. Inside are high-grade health potions, each restoring 500 HP, plus mana potions restoring 500 MP, no small loot here. That's not all, she adds premium gear, a sword and body armor, both high-grade. He straps them on and suddenly he looks like a proper knight. No more budget vampire cosplay. Heron is floored. This gear costs a fortune and she just hands it over like it's nothing. Then she drops the real bomb. The elite center is targeting him, and the one leading the charge, a Legendary Tier Awakened. She explains she got the gear because she knows shit's about to hit the fan. At that moment, Heron steps closer to her. She's shocked, asking what the hell he's doing. He answers by kissing her. Dude skips all dialogue and just presses X to romance. Her affection level skyrockets to 83% instantly. Damn, that escalated quick. She's stunned, her first kiss stolen by Heron. Someone play the anime ending theme. He thanks her, saying he'll never forget her kindness, but then he drops it cold. He has something important to do and he needs to leave. Savage timing. He steps outside the apartment, and the system confirms his new gear stats are active, but their appearance is hidden. Perfect. He then decides to use the spare time to check in on his sister Zioyu. She's studying, focused, completely unaware. Heron hides his presence. He knows showing himself would just drag her into danger, and that's the last thing he wants. His goal is clear: keep growing stronger until he has the power to protect her openly. For now, he leaves quietly. Still, Zioyu senses something at the door, family bond instinct kicking in. But when she looks, there's nothing there. Before she knows it, tears roll down her cheeks. Blood is thicker than water after all. Meanwhile, Zizian and his squad are out hunting monsters. In no time, they clear the mission. Easy work. Zizian orders them to loot all gear and valuables from the corpses. RPG logic 101. The squad is hyped. Their captain just shredded a tier 3 beast like it was paper. They hype him up, saying he'll hit silver tier soon. Zizian tells them to cut the flattery. He just wants to wrap it up and go home to sleep. Relatable. But then Heron's voice echoes behind them. He mocks them, saying he's shocked they actually think they'll walk out of here alive. Villain entrance nailed. The team freezes. Zizian is floored. Heron is alive. He thought the python finished him off. Survival like that, impossible. But Heron smirks. Nothing is impossible. Edgelord energy at max. He makes it clear he's here for payback. Every single one of them will pay for stabbing him in the back. One idiot in the squad laughs, pointing out Heron isn't awakened. He even clowns on his outfit, saying he looks like he's cosplaying Dracula. Bro, wrong time for jokes. He goes further, justifying Zizian's betrayal. Says sacrificing Heron was for the greater good and that it's basically Heron's fault for being weak. That's a death flag if I've ever heard one. The clown keeps pushing, telling Heron to quit being petty. Then he whips out $200, offering it as compensation for emotional distress. Like bro really tried to Venmo his way out of revenge. What an absolute dumbass. Before the guy even finishes talking, Heron pulls out his blade and boom, clean decapitation. Dude's head is off before his brain even registers the betrayal. His body's still standing for a split second, then crashes down, and Heron just stares like some Grim Reaper cosplayer. No jokes, Heron's aura is straight menace. Dead serious face, zero emotion. He literally tells the guy's headless corpse, "I don't need your damn money. The only thing I want is to send every last one of you straight to your ancestors." Savage as hell. Xi Jinping over there is in total shock, watching his teammate's head roll across the floor like a bowling ball. He remembers Heron as just some ordinary human, so how the hell did this normal dude in Stockila Steel Tier awakened? Yeah, something's not adding up. Zizian tries to rationalize it, thinking his teammate just slipped up and got careless. Classic cope. He immediately orders his squad to avenge the fallen bro. His team's all fired up, charging at Heron, screaming that his luck won't save him twice. Spoiler alert, luck has nothing to do with this. One dude goes full anime, launching his ultimate thunder attack at Heron. He brags about using his full power. Congrats, you just announced your move like a rookie Pokémon. Purple smoke fills the air where Heron was standing. Everyone thinks he's toast. Thunder Dude is convinced nothing's left but Heron's fried corpse. Hate to break it to you, bro. Out of nowhere, bam, a blood spike erupts from under his jaw, skewering him instantly. Damn, Heron's not even subtle about it. Zizian's eyes go wide, same as the rest of the squad. They can't process how their big finisher got clowned like that. From inside the smoke, Heron starts mocking the attack, saying it felt like a tickle. Imagine dying and the guy roasting you on top of it. Brutal. He calls the Thunder guy weak, adding that it's gonna take way more than that to turn him into charcoal. Zero respect. Now Zizian's sweating bullets, realizing Heron was hiding his true power this whole time. He ain't ordinary anything. Freaked out, he yells for reinforcements and tries to hype himself up by pretending it's just Heron. Bro-s in denial. He orders everyone to attack at once. They comply, but Heron just stands there calm as hell, asking, "Who told you I'm alone?" Creepy foreshadowing alert. He activates Victor's Pact and summons Hida. In an instant, two attackers get sliced up like rotisserie chicken. Hida emerges from the shadows, looking beautiful but terrifying, and scolds them for thinking they stood a chance against her master. She slashes another guy open with her claws, quick, clean, vicious. Heron doesn't just sit back either. He joins the carnage, sword swinging, spilling blood everywhere like payback served cold. Within minutes, Heron and Hida wipe the entire squad, leaving only Zizian standing. Damn, that escalated fast. Hida's ready to finish him off, but Heron stops her, telling her to chill. He claims Zizian is his personal target, basically calling dibs on the kill. Alone and cornered, Zizian admits Heron's strength is way beyond what he expected. But he tries to act smart, saying he's figured out Heron's secret. His mana keeps leaking out with every attack, and Hida calls him master. Zizian concludes Heron isn't human anymore. He screams, asking if Heron gave up his humanity just to kill him. Heron doesn't deny it, he admits it, saying he had no choice, and it's all thanks to Zizian himself. Damn, plot twist with shade included. Zizian fires back, saying Heron's making a mistake. He claims he's been preparing ever since their last encounter with the Titan Python. Then he whips out a syringe, no hesitation, and injects some shady substance straight into his neck. Yeah, this is how villains overdose on plot armor. He proudly reveals it's an experimental drug he bought off the black market. Totally safe, right? According to him, it unlocks his full potential, breaks his limits, and now he's a silver tier awakened. Basically, he just speedran evolution. He brags that Heron came too early for revenge. Heron, however, notices Zizian's aura shift to orange template mode, but he still doesn't look impressed. Heron coolly reminds him that it's nighttime, which means Zizian's already screwed. Zizian just laughs, saying even a higher-ranked silver warrior would struggle to keep up with his new self. Confidence levels delusional. He dashes at Heron, screaming that he can't escape death. Heron just vanishes, Naruto-level speed hacks unlocked. Zizian panics, watching Heron blitz around him faster than he can track, even juiced up on that shady drug. Suddenly, Heron slashes his back. His skill kicks in, putting Zizian into bleeding state for 5 full seconds, timers ticking. Heron doesn't stop. He keeps cutting him up, carving lines all over his body like an artist painting with blood. Hida watches, confused why Heron keeps wrecking the dude without going for the kill. She's like, "Bro, what are you doing?" She realizes Heron's deliberately avoiding vital spots. Basically, he's enjoying torturing Zizian, savage. Zizian's losing it, screaming that he won't lose to trash like Heron, even though he's bleeding like a faucet. Heron suddenly appears behind him and drives his sword clean through his chest. He whispers in Zizian's ear that he has plans for him, chills. Zizian collapses to the ground, but Heron's skill keeps draining his health like a broken faucet. Blood's pouring from his eyes as he begs Heron to end him. And Heron, he mocks him, reminding him he was talking all that big mop the floor talk earlier. Now he's begging, embarrassing. Heron pulls out a health potion, telling Zizian he's not letting him die so easily. He's gonna keep him alive just to hurt him more. That's pure villain energy. He actually feeds Zizian the potion, restoring his health. Zizian starts to feel a bit better. And Heron immediately stabs him again, absolute madman. Heron smirks, saying he's got plenty more potions stocked up. His plan: heal Zizian, stab him, repeat. Welcome to the infinite torture loop. To top it off, Heron reveals the final phase of his cruelty. Once he's done toying with Zizian, he's gonna throw him to the Titan Python and let the monster feast on him alive. Now that's diabolical. This is when Hida finally gets it. Heron isn't just strong, he straight up enjoys toying with his enemies. She remembers how he tormented her back in the arena, and now she's convinced. Heron is a full-blown sadist, no debate. Meanwhile, Yu Wu receives a report about a weird monosurge, almost identical to the one they've been tracking. And guess what? The signal is coming from near Zizian's squad's mission site. Convenient. Yu Wu instantly releases a terrifying aura, ready to hunt down whoever dared to kill his brother. Yeah, he's pissed. Back with Heron, after he's done brutalizing Zizian, he drags him straight toward the Titan Python. He holds Zizian's head up, forcing him to watch what's about to happen. Zizian realizes he's absolutely screwed and starts begging for his life. He blurts out his worst fear: he doesn't want to end up as snake food. Heron couldn't care less. He slices Zizian's throat like it's nothing. Then he tosses him to the python as if feeding a pet. The serpent snatches Zizian's body midair and swallows him whole. Damn, that's a wrap. After the meal, the snake casually turns around to leave. Dinner's over. Heron is a little surprised. It just walks away until he realizes it doesn't even see him as a threat. To the python, Heron registers as just another beast. Savage upgrade unlocked. Then the system chimes in, revealing the soul resonance skill. When a follower's affection hits 100%, their soul resonates with Heron's, creating exclusive gear. Broken much. Heron thinks back. He already experienced Nico's soul resonance just from using the blood blade for 10 minutes. And that weapon's stats were insane. Now it hits him: every follower can potentially give him unique gear. That means his growth is literally limitless. Right now, Hida's affection is 50%, while Jor's is sitting at 83%. Heron decides he needs to grind affection with Shuri and Hida next. Suddenly, another system alert pops up. It warns him that a high-level threat is heading his way. Translation: bro, get out now. Heron doesn't joke around. He yells at Hida to cancel her summon immediately. Meanwhile, Yu Wu is speeding through the skies, locked onto the location. He lands with a massive explosion, dramatic as hell. But when he looks around, there's nothing: no beast, no Heron, nothing, just silence. He does sense a faint aura, but it vanishes instantly. Even the blood trail ends right where he's standing, suspicious. Yu Wu frowns, wondering how the beasts could just vanish into thin air. Spoiler: they didn't. Out of nowhere, the Titan Python bursts from the woods, lunging straight at him. Yu Wu casually flies up, planning to ignore the weak Tier 5 beast. But then he glances back and something looks off. The python's face is weird. On its right side, it's got an extra horn. And since Yu Wu hates asymmetry like a true OCD maniac, he decides right there, this snake has to die. Meanwhile, Heron escapes the heat by slipping into the arena. He realizes the system warned him because this extreme threat is the same guy Shuri mentioned, the one hunting him for revenge. He also figures out that the magic breath pill can conceal his presence, though combat makes his mana leak. Heron decides he'll have to keep a low profile until he hits peak strength. Then the system drops another bomb. All of his current equipment is disabled, and he needs to pick a weapon for the next battle. Heron realizes there's no leaving the arena until the fight's over. But since he's now a level 30 vampire, he's confident he can manage even without gear. He checks the weapon options and notices their stats are way better than last time. Makes sense, he's stronger now, so the system rewards scale up. Still, he's got a bunch of different weapons to choose from. He even remembers finding a cucumber last time with a random special perk. Yeah, the system's sense of humor is messed up. This time he spots a loving heart punishment mini-whip. Without hesitation, he picks it, bruh. The whip has no stat bonuses, but hitting someone with it puts both the user and the target in an excited state, increasing attack power by 1%. Sounds kinky. Heron is shocked. It's a high-risk, high-reward weapon that boosts both sides. But he figures if he can dodge attacks, he basically gets free buffs while the enemy gets nothing. Genius or masochist, you decide. Next, he checks the available buffs. Adventure mode, which halves his HP instantly but increases rewards if he wins. Good partner, which summons a random follower. And Turtle Shell, reducing both damage dealt and received by 90%. Heron breaks it down. Adventure mode is way too risky. Turtle Shell is useless without knowing the enemy. But since he's got 3 strong followers, good partner is the obvious choice. At the same time, Shuri worries Heron might have gotten caught by Yu Wu. But then she remembers how ridiculously strong he is, so she calms down. Suddenly, a bright light flashes in her bathroom. Shuri gets dragged into the arena mid-bath. Since she's completely naked, the system scrambles to give her clothes. Too late, Heron already saw everything and he's stunned like a deer in headlights. Finally, the system covers her with Shuri's and a sleeveless top. Shuri is confused and asks Heron why the hell he dragged her in. Heron awkwardly tries to calm her down, claiming he didn't see anything and that this is just to test her skills. But holding a please Shuri whip while saying that, yeah, smooth bro, totally believable. The commentator interrupts, announcing Heron and his follower as the challengers for today's floor. Their opponent, the Flame Witch Balo, master of fire arts. Balo steps out, flames covering her body, looking terrifying. She's surprised to see two challengers, but not intimidated in the slightest. She sneers, telling them not to expect her to surrender like Hida did. Instead, she threatens to burn everything to ashes. To flex, she hurls massive fireballs that grow insanely big. They explode, leaving behind huge scorched craters. Even Heron, who's seen a lot of crazy stuff, looks genuinely shocked by the sheer destructive power. Heron admits straight up the power and range of that attack, yeah, way beyond what his brain can process, basically man's out of his league. He realizes real quick that using the whip on Bala would be the dumbest move ever. Why? Because instead of hurting her, he'd just buff her attack power. Congrats, genius. And let's not forget damage in this arena. Yep, it transfers straight to real life. No respawns, no save points. Which means if either he or Shuri gets wrecked here, it's not just game over, it's hospital bills and permanent damage. Then it finally clicks, the whip's description said target, but nowhere did it say enemy. Oh shit. Meanwhile, Bala is busy flexing like some wannabe final boss. She's all, I don't care how many of you there are, I'll just wipe you out. Damn girl, humble much. And boom, she blasts another wave of fireballs at them. Luckily, Shuri throws up an ice wall just in time to block it. Zur steps in, salty as ever, ranting about how much she hates fire users. She promises Balo she's gonna snuff out those flames like it's nothing. You're not hot shit just cause you spam fireballs, bitch. Balo snaps back saying she hates ice users just as much. Oh, and by the way, she hasn't even started trying yet. Translation, I'm about to crank this fight to nightmare mode. Shuri, cool as hell, tells Balo to go all out. Girl doesn't even flinch. Instead, she casually stretches like she's about to start yoga. Savage. And then plot twist, Heron lashes her with the whip. The effect kicks in immediately. Shuri goes into an excited state and get this, her attack power goes up by a whole 1%. Yeah, not exactly earth-shattering, but still a buff. She's pissed, why the hell did you whip me? And Heron's like, suck it up, change of plans. Smooth bro, real smooth. He just keeps whipping her, trying to nail the perfect angle like he's auditioning for a BDSM Olympics. Even the commentator is stunned, openly wondering why the hell this dude is beating up his own teammate. Shuri screams echo across the arena, making it sound like they're having some sort of, let's say, intense training session. Balo's face goes red, totally confused. Yo, are you two for real right now? We're literally in the middle of a fight. Honestly, same question. But the weirder it gets, the higher Shuri's affection level climbs. It hits 90 and she's losing her mind. Imagine being a high-ranking exec only to end up publicly whipped in an arena with a riding crop. Yikes. She admits it's painful and humiliating, but also she doesn't want it to stop. Damn girl, pick a struggle. Her affection skyrockets to 92%. Now she's juiced with insane energy like she's about to explode. Her attack power, yeah, boosted by a ridiculous 69%. Nice. And Heron's not done. He pops his Battlefield Commander title, stacking another 10% boost. On top of that, his Knight Affinity skill activates, giving him faster movement, stronger attacks, and even a bleed effect. Basically walking cheat code. Balo finally smashes through Shuri's ice wall, mocking her for that weak-ass defense. She's furious that these clowns were pulling some kinky stunt mid-battle, threatens to wipe them both out on the spot. She inhales deeply and even the commentator's like, oh crap, she's charging up her ultimate. Balo unleashes lava breath, massive wave of fire straight from her mouth. It's literally a flamethrower nightmare. As the inferno descends, Shuri tells Heron not to interfere. This one's mine, brave or stupid, you decide. She fires back with an ice blast that could probably freeze hell itself. Her attack cuts clean through Balo's fire, devouring it. And the ice blast is so insanely strong that it crashes straight into Balo without slowing down. She gets frozen solid on the spot, instant popsicle. Even the commentator's floored, realizing Shuri's power is way scarier than anyone thought. One single attack takes Balo down, making them the official winners. The commentator announces Heron's qualification for the next floor. His rewards, fire resistance, less burn damage, always handy, plus a skill point to level up his abilities, basically free upgrades. Then the system hits him with a choice, proceed to floor 3, bonus weapons and buffs included. Heron thinks about it, with his current insane boosts clearing the floor would be easy, but problem is he's fried. The whip's side effects are messing with his head, bro's not thinking straight anymore. He turns to Shuri, telling her she did amazing and that he's proud. Then he asks about her mental state because clearly something's off. She admits she feels super weird, like weirder than ever before. Shuri, her backside still stings like hell from all that whipping, but strangely enough, she feels good, real good. Heron realizes she's mentally gone. If he pushes ahead to the next floor, he might end up just as screwed. So he makes the call to send her home through the arena portal, safety first. Honestly, smart move for once. The portal dumps her straight at her apartment. She complains her body is sore and begs Heron for a massage, and because it's his fault, he agrees. Simp move, but okay. Then her clothes suddenly vanish and she freaks out, running off to change. Awkward much. She comes back in fresh clothes, plops on the couch, and declares she's ready for that massage. And Heron's just standing there like, did you seriously put on black stockings just for this? Bro's confused, but also impressed. He starts massaging her lap, noticing the smooth texture of her skin. And yeah, the stockings, definitely upping the aesthetic. But then he realizes his brain is going places. The whip's effect hasn't worn off, in fact, it's only getting stronger the more he touches her. Oh. She's loving it though, moaning about how amazing his hands are. All her pain vanishes instantly. Excitement shoots through her like crazy. She's in shock. Heron's not just the first guy to kiss her, but also the first guy to literally touch every inch of her body. At this point, she's already daydreaming about marriage. Girl's gone. Her affection level rockets up to 96%. And just when you think it can't get wilder, Heron starts stripping, reminding her that she wanted to get down together. And hey, according to him, this is the perfect time to seal the deal. Bruh. Shuri tries to argue, saying she only wanted a massage, not going that far with Heron. She insists she's not mentally ready yet. Girl's basically trying to slam the brakes after already hitting the gas. But Heron claps back, reminding her she's been teasing him non-stop, especially after that whole whipping session with the loving heart punishment mini-whip. Then this madman just pins her down body to body and tells her to call him daddy. Yep, he went there. He does his thing, and just like that, her affection level spikes to 98%. One more hit to max out. After he's done, boom, affection level capped, full meter, achievement unlocked. And the reward, something wild called Pinnacle Blood. One-time use only, so you better believe it's busted. Shuri wakes up, claiming she feels an endless surge of energy flowing inside her. She admits it's incredible, she feels amazing, like leveling up in real life. Shuri is shook, her master literally opened the door to a brand new world for her. Then the system drops the update, she's absorbed his blood essence along with a blessing, massive attribute boosts, and straight up evolved. Damn, cheat codes activated. She instantly promotes to Star Diamond level, and let's just say her reaction, way too wet and dramatic for comfort. Heron grins, low-key impressed. He admits this mechanism is insane. Even crazier, she was just gold tier and now jumped an entire rank. He's left wondering if this trick works on even stronger folks. Then he reminds her of the blood blade he yanked out of Nico's chest, tells her she's also qualified to generate her own exclusive weapon for him. Shuri's thrilled, ready to try it out ASAP. Heron activates Soul Resonance. A purple light bursts from her chest, exactly like Nico's did. She's excited, wondering what kind of weapon she'll manifest for her beloved master. Then bam, a black crown emerges from her chest. She declares it just as impressive as Nico's blade and honestly says it fits Heron's aura perfectly. Heron admits this crown feels next level, smiling as he pictures himself looking like a proper vampire overlord. But then the buzzkill thought hits him. Wait, isn't this thing always visible? Stealth, ruin. Thankfully, the system steps in, activating hidden appearance mode. The crown's stats stay active, but it won't show up on his head. Perfect. Later, Heron thanks Shuri for everything. He literally got this far because of her, but then he drops the bomb. He can't stick around because of who he is. Shuri's shocked he's leaving, and before he bounces, the man has the audacity to ask her for money. Savage. He even jokes about it, first time we get down together and I'm already borrowing cash. Shuri calls it awkward, but Shuri him that what's hers is his. Basically open wallet policy, simp detected. Cash in hand, Heron heads straight to Zayou's school. He drops the money on her desk like Santa on payday. Zayou opens the backpack to find it stuffed with cash, leaving her speechless. After playing Sugar Daddy, Heron casually completes his daily quest by feeding on a random female student who just thinks a mosquito bit her. Bro really min-maxing his errands. He hates that he can see Zayou but can't talk to her, doesn't want to put her in danger. All he hopes is that she uses the money well, since he literally crushed his pride borrowing it from Shuri. All this just because he wants his sister happy even if she doesn't make it to a top university. Respect. Meanwhile, Shuri's moaning in her office, embarrassed as hell. Yeah, not the time, girl. She gets snapped back to reality when a teammate walks in. She panics, stuttering like crazy, trying to explain what they just caught her doing. But the teammate doesn't care. Instead, she drops serious news. Their colleagues were kidnapped by people from the Elite Center last night. She suspects it's tied to Yuwen's death. Cut to the Elite Center's suburban factory. Two of Shuri's group members are strapped down, getting tortured by Wang Meng. They insist they've got nothing to do with Yu Wen's death. By the time they showed up, all they found was a skeleton. They stick to their story, backing each other up. They believe they're just scapegoats. Since the elite center can't find the real killer, they're picking on the weakest targets. They accuse Wang Meng of plain old bullying. But that just pisses Wang Meng off. He rages, telling them they must have a death wish running their mouths like that. Suddenly, the factory door bursts wide open. Wang Meng freezes, wondering who the hell just barged in. And it's none other than Shuer, storming in with an icy aura surrounding her. She demands he hand over her teammates. Boss entrance vibes. Her teammates light up, relieved to see her. They say they always knew she'd come. Wang Meng's pissed. He reminds her the warehouse is crawling with silver-ranked awakened. He mocks her, saying she's just a lowly gold rank. How the hell did she even get inside? Shuri smirks, roasting him. She's already taken care of his guards, turned the whole lot into ice sculptures. Brutal. She warns him he's next. Ice powers flaring, she's locked in. And she tells him she's gonna try out her newest technique on him. Bad luck, bro. She fires off a barrage of spinning ice wheels, sharp and deadly. But Wang Meng's cocky. He's convinced his flame fists can smash her icy toys. He reminds her she only survived last time because Yu Wu held him back. Now, he's free to wipe the floor with her. Shuri claps back, saying he's actually the unlucky one, because Yu Wu ain't here to save his ass this time. Then she unleashes a 16-fold ice wheel attack. Wang Meng watches in horror as they spin toward him at insane speed. He counters with flames, boasting that he's one of the strongest gold-ranked warriors alive. He flexes harder, telling Shuri she doesn't stand a chance. Dude's got serious villain monologue energy. Shuri screams back, telling him she's not the same weakling he fought before. He smashes through her ice wheels, laughing, says she still looks the same to him, cocky bastard. Suddenly, bam, an ice arrow pierces the side of his head. Wang Meng's stunned. Shuri can control even the tiniest ice shards with surgical precision. More shards rip into his body. She activates the shards, and they bloom into ice flowers sprouting from his flesh. Savage finish. Wang Meng realizes too late, he got baited. She tricked him into focusing on the flashy ice wheels while the real trap shredded him apart. He dropped his guard, got hit with the shards, and admits he underestimated Shuri all along. Checkmate. Shuri praises Wang Meng for actually catching onto her plan, but then she drops the bomb. It's already too damn late. She explains that the ice shards she controls have already slipped inside his body through his wounds. With just a snap of her fingers, she could turn him into a frozen statue. Basically, she tells him to quit because he's already lost. Savage. She even throws him a little bone, saying she might spare him if he starts behaving. Meanwhile, her teammates are watching like fanboys at a concert, hyping up their leader like she's untouchable. But Wang Meng, his ego is screaming. He remembers he was chosen to be Yu Wu's partner because he's supposedly one of the strongest gold-ranked fighters. Now being clowned by a gold-ranked woman, to him, that's the ultimate disgrace. Bro's masculinity just took a critical hit. And of course, because pride logic, he refuses to accept defeat. He bursts out with a fiery aura, yelling at Shuri that she doesn't scare him. He swears he'll melt every single shard inside him. Shuri, buddy, good luck with that. To be fair, his flames do manage to burn away the ice flowers sprouting from his body. So hey, small win. Then he charges at Shuri with a blazing punch, going all in. But she just sighs, disappointed, and calls him a fool, which honestly she's not wrong. With one snap of her fingers, the ice shards inside Wang Meng's heart detonate. His body cracks apart as a massive shard rips straight out of his chest. Brutal. He collapses to the ground, dead in the most miserable way possible. Bro didn't just lose, he got iced, literally. Shuri doesn't even flinch, she just stands there calmly, declaring that no amount of fire could ever melt her ice. Damn, that's cold, pun intended. Then she drops the real shocker. She's not even gold-ranked anymore. She's broken through and now she's a diamond-ranked warrior. Yeah, that upgrade flex is insane. After Wang Meng's body hits the dirt, Shuri checks on her squad. They reassure her they're fine, just a few bruises, nothing major, and they didn't spill any sensitive info either. Solid teammates. But then Shuri feels something way worse, a terrifying bloodlust spreading through the area. And of course, it's exactly who she suspected, Yu Wu. He shows up at the factory entrance looking like the final boss. He even admits he's impressed that she jumped from gold rank to star diamond in just 2 days. That's a scary flex. Then he casually reveals his biggest pet peeves. First, people who look asymmetric. Second, people who dare to lie to him. And unlucky for Shuri, she checks both boxes. Talk about bad RNG. Yu Wu then activates his resonance with Nico and pulls out the blood blade. He's been dying to use this bad boy. Last time he barely got a taste and couldn't explore its full power. The blood blade is busted. It thrives in the dark, restores 5 HP per kill, and scales with his level, giving him plus 30 to all stats per level up. Basically, the stronger he gets, the more broken this sword becomes. Heron even wonders if all these exclusive weapons are purposely rigged with nighttime buffs. Spoiler, yeah, they're overpowered as hell. Meanwhile, Nico is blushing like crazy. When Heron synced resonance with her, it made her feel like he was literally holding her. Watching him grip the blood blade gives her that exact same rush. Girl S basically in love, and then Heron suddenly gets a massive dump of EXP. No surprise, this has Shuria's fingerprints all over it. With that EXP, he levels up 3 times in a row. He immediately figures out Shuria must be fighting someone ridiculously powerful. Then it hits him, Shuria's probably facing off against an elite from the Central Forces. And without hesitation, he realizes she's in serious danger. He grabs Nico, telling her to fly him to Shuria's location as fast as possible. He's desperate to arrive before things go completely south. But Nico claps back, saying she's already at max speed, and with him clinging so tightly she can barely concentrate. Bro, let the girl breathe. Back at the warehouse, Yuwu moves faster than Shuria can even blink. By the time she notices him, it's already game over. He punches her so hard. She gets blasted out of the building. Dragging her teammates with her, talk about a group eviction. Shuria is stunned, just one punch and her defense shattered like glass. She realizes instantly that Yuwu isn't just strong, he's unhinged. She scans the area and sees both her teammates already out cold. She knows her only shot at survival is to unleash everything she has. Without hesitation, she summons a raging ice storm, releasing over 1,000 spinning ice wheels. That's some anime-level spam move right there. Yuwu smirks, impressed she can even control that many, but he already knows she's at her absolute limit. He tells her flat out that he doesn't care if she's gold rank, diamond rank, or whatever fancy title she carries. Shuria pushes back, saying they'll never know unless she tries. Then she unleashes her 1,000 blades straight at him. But Yuwu, he doesn't even bother moving. He stands in one spot and casually destroys every single ice wheel. 0 effort. Shuria is floored. She cannot believe he just nuked 1,000 ice wheels like swatting flies. She finally realizes what true power looks like, the terrifying strength of a legendary tier awakened. Suddenly her body stops responding, she can't move at all. Turns out Yuwu's aura is so overwhelming it's crippling both her body and her mind. Talk about op hacks. Frozen in fear and literally paralyzed, she watches Yuwu rush in for the killing blow. She accepts it, this is the end. She regrets never getting more time with her master, especially since they just started having fun together. Just as Yuwu is about to crush her, she senses a completely different aura, overwhelming but familiar. And she realizes instantly it's her master's aura. She looks up to see Heron blocking Yuwu's punch with just one hand. Calmly, he tells Yuwu to back the hell off because Shuria is his woman, and he's dead serious. If Yuwu touches her again, he's ripping him apart. Oh, and Heron's already activated his peak blood skill. That grants him the full power of the demon blood god, but here's the catch. He's got just 10 minutes to finish the job, no praise Shuri. Yuwu of course loses it. He concludes Shuria has been fooling around with the enemy this whole time. He's furious but also weirdly satisfied because now Heron finally shows himself. And since Heron is the beast who killed his brother, Yuwu thinks this is the perfect chance for revenge. Heron, surprised, just shakes his head. He tells Yuwu flat out that revenge won't be necessary. Bro basically says, chill, it's not that deep. And just like that, Heron rips Yuwu's right arm clean off like tearing paper. 0 effort, Savage doesn't even cover it. Yuwu screams in agony, staring at his severed arm like he just lost his favorite toy. Heron turns to Shuri, apologizing for showing up late, classic hero entrance but fashionably delayed move. Shuri, on the other hand, is basically melting at the sight of him. She insists she was never worried because she knew he'd come. Yeah, Shuri, keep telling yourself that. Heron cuts the flirting Shuri and orders Nico to heal Shuri, since his time is limited and Yuwu needs to die now. Nico obeys instantly, grabbing a potion like a good support. Meanwhile, Yuwu, missing an arm, still runs his mouth. He claims Heron only landed that hit because he caught him off guard. Then he flexes, saying he reached legendary tier at just 13. Okay buddy, cool story, but right now you're looking like a clown. He sneers at Heron, saying he'll never understand true power, but Yuwu is ready to educate him. 6 wings burst out of his back and a massive scythe materializes in his hand. Even more busted, his severed arm regenerates instantly. Standing there like a true final boss, he reveals his form, the 6-winged slaughter angel. Yeah, the name screams edgelord. But he admits the scythe ruins his whole symmetry vibe, which he hates. Bro really out here complaining about aesthetics in the middle of a deathmatch. Since Heron dared to ruin his look, Yuwu swears he's going to teach him a painful lesson. Then he goes full god mode, activating the soul reversal cauldron. Shuri immediately feels the insane killing intent pouring off him and realizes he wasn't even trying against her earlier. She's terrified, but also low-key impressed Heron is risking his life to protect her. At that exact moment, Heron gets a system notification, a purple gold mission. The task, kill Yu Wu in 5 minutes flat or else. Bonus reward if he succeeds. Heron is stunned. The system itself wants Yu Wu gone. But honestly, reward or not, Heron's already more than happy to erase this bastard. Yu Wu makes the first move, unleashing a flurry of scythe slashes. Heron doesn't even flinch as the blades fly toward him. With zero effort, he deflects every single slash. Then he smirks and tells Yu Wu to pay attention, because this is how a real slash looks. Heron swings his blood blade with insane force, unleashing its destructive aura. Yu Wu jumps aside, mocking that Heron's slash is deadly but too slow to catch him. Suddenly, oops, his left arm falls off. He screams in pain and disbelief because he was so sure he dodged it. Guess not. Heron laughs, explaining that Yu Wu got sliced by the blade's aura. Then he rubs salt in the wound, saying he just fixed Yu Wu's symmetry obsession by evening out his arms. Brutal roast. Yu Wu senses real danger and bolts into the sky, trying to retreat. But Heron isn't letting him get away. With the timer ticking, he wants this mission wrapped early. He activates Devil's Taste, sprouting wings and chasing Yu Wu down, reminding him there's no escape. 4 minutes left on the clock. Yu Wu arrogantly thinks the sky is his domain. With his angel form, he's convinced his flight speed is unmatched. He even regenerates his arm again, doubling down on his delusion that he'll crush Heron. But his confidence shatters when Heron suddenly appears behind him, asking why he's smirking like an idiot. That's when Yu Wu realizes Heron is faster, way faster. Before he can even blink, Heron punches him straight in the face. He casually names it his special move, Bug Swatter, fitting since Yu Wu is basically an annoying insect at this point. Yu Wu slams into the ground with explosive force. Leaving behind a massive crater, he's broken, drained, and desperate. So he pulls the daddy's card, whining that his father is CEO of the elite center, and if Heron kills him, the whole city will come after him. Really, bro? Nepo baby excuses at death's door, pathetic. Heron just scoffs, saying this isn't some playground scuffle where Yu Wu can cry to mommy after losing a fight. Savage. Then he tells Yu Wu flat out he has to die. That's the only way Heron gets peace. Enraged, Heron slams him again, this time unleashing a devastating blast from the blood blade. The energy floods Yu Wu's entire body, burning through him from the inside out. Game over. Heron gets a storm of system notifications, stacking up with attribute points like crazy. The final strike is so overwhelming it leaves a massive hole where Yu Wu used to be. No respawns here. Shuri is stunned. She can't believe Heron erased Yu Wu so effortlessly, especially since Yu Wu was supposed to be legendary tier awakened. Nico, though, just shrugs, business as usual for her master, Savage. Heron dings up to level 36, unlocking a brand new skill. It's called Torrent, a brutal stream of blood energy that adapts based on his weapon. And because he cleared the mission under 5 minutes, he also scores a special consumable, Mini Blood Moon. But it's one-time use. The name sounds goofy, but its effect is insane. Summons a blood moon for 1 hour, doubling all blood tribe stats. Yeah, totally busted. Once Heron sees the details, he admits, this skill is absolutely broken. With Yu Wu's death confirmed, Heron descends back to the ground and checks on the girls. Shuri says they're fine, all thanks to his intervention. Nico agrees, echoing the same. Nico then leaps into Heron's arms, saying they've got nothing to fear as long as he's around. Honestly, she's not wrong. Heron turns to Shuri, inviting her to join them. Going back to J-City would only paint a target on her back. Nico backs him up, suggesting Shuri come with them to the succubus village instead. Shuri admits the offer sounds tempting, but she tells Heron straight up she can't leave with him right now. She explains that Yu Wu's death is gonna cause chaos across the city and the higher-ups. Yeah, they'll be coming for Heron without hesitation. Shuri is worried that if she leaves the city with him, people will instantly see Heron as a threat. So instead of acting selfish, she decides to stay behind, making sure she doesn't drag Heron into more bullshit. Honestly, at least one person here is thinking straight. Heron is impressed that Shuri still puts him first, even in this messed up situation. He urges her to stay safe, reminding her that if she's ever in danger, she just has to call, and no matter where she is, he'll come for her. Damn, this man basically applying for husband of the year. Meanwhile, at a private rehab center in B-City, yeah, things are about to shift scenes hard. Enter Yu Tianxiang, the father of Yu Wen and Yu Wu. He's currently undergoing treatment for some mysterious illness. And let me tell you, when a guy like him gets sick, you know it's not something minor like the flu. Tianxiang isn't just anyone, he's a legendary tier awakened and also the president of Elite Center. Even though his recovery isn't complete, he's too stubborn to stay in rehab. His plan, head straight back to Elite Center's headquarters in J-City. Because why rest when you can dive right back into chaos, right? But the moment he gets back, the news of Yu Wu's death spreads like wildfire and Tianxiang is absolutely crushed. And because he refuses to let his son's death go unanswered, Tianxiang calls an emergency meeting, summoning the most powerful awakened groups in J-City. When a grieving dad with legendary powers calls a meeting, yeah, you show up. Presiding over the meeting is Zhao Yifei, a supreme-tier awakened and member of the Awakened Association. She lays it out straight. Some awakened from Elite Center have been killed, including the president's own sons. Damn, talk about a family tragedy turned political drama. Zhao reveals their prime suspect, the mysterious beast that showed up during the recent mana anomaly. Since the awakened in the room are basically running the city, she asks for their input on how to handle this mess. Tianxiang speaks first, suggesting they flip the entire city upside down until they find the bastard who killed his sons. Subtlety clearly isn't his style. But then Balilian of the Senlin group, also a legendary tier awakened, cuts him off. He straight up calls out Tianxiang's reckless plan, asking if he seriously wants to drag all their men into the mud just for revenge. Savage. Balilian pushes further. If people die chasing this killer, is Tianxiang going to take responsibility? Yeah, he's basically saying, you want revenge? Cool, use your own damn army. On the flip side, Liu Zhengyi from the Justice Guild claps back, dropping the classic line, with great power comes great responsibility. Bro really went full Spider-Man on them. Liu pledges his guild's resources to hunt down the beast. Finally, someone volunteering to actually do something productive. But Li Lai Hongping from the Red City group interrupts, throwing cold water on Liu's heroic speech. She warns that passion won't do shit against a monster like this. Straight facts. Li Hongping explains she visited the battlefield where Yu Wu fought, and guess what? No trace of beast blood anywhere. She concludes that only someone like Zhao Yifei or an 8th or 9th tier beast could take out Yu Wu without breaking a sweat. Translation: whoever did this is way out of their league. She adds another detail: only members of Elite Center have been killed so far, which makes her think the beast is specifically targeting Elite Center. Ouch, that's personal. Tianxiang loses his shit when he hears that. He accuses Lai Hongping's Red City group of being shady, claiming her soldier Shuri was at both crime scenes where his sons died. He even suggests they might be teaming up with the beast. Bro is spiraling hard. Zhao Yifei steps in to calm the chaos, saying she's heard enough. With the lack of solid intel, she warns that rushing blindly into action would be reckless. For once, someone's using their brain. Zhao then shares her plan. She'll report to headquarters so they can dispatch 2 more Supreme Tier awakened to J-City. She orders everyone to stand down until she gets a response. But Tianxiang isn't buying it. Supreme Tier awakened are rare and usually busy as hell, so even if HQ agrees, it could take a month before they arrive. And Tianxiang, yeah, he ain't waiting that long. He argues that if they rally every awakened in the city, they could actually bring the beast down. He's hyped up and ready to move. But Zhao Yifei shuts him down cold. She unleashes her terrifying aura, basically telling Tianxiang to sit his sick ass down and rest. Savage move, but deserved. Meanwhile, Heron is thinking differently. He knows he has to get stronger before his enemies catch up. His plan: level up his followers, max out their stats, and unlock some exclusive gear. This guy is treating real life like an RPG. Since Hida reacts way more intensely than Balos, Heron decides to start with her. He activates Victor's pact and summons Hida. She appears from the depths, pledging loyalty to him, but immediately notices they're not on a battlefield. Instead, they're in the woods. Confused, she asks why the hell he summoned her out here. Heron casually replies that he couldn't sleep, so he thought of taking a walk and he wants her to join. Yeah, super romantic timing, bro. Hida's face lights up like Christmas. She literally asks if he's planning to lie down with her. Girl went from 0 to thirsty in record time. Heron holds her hands, telling her to follow him. And Hida, she's completely down for it, saying she'll follow him anywhere. Someone's simping hard. She can feel the warmth from Heron's hands, and it sends shivers through her. This is literally her first time holding a man's hand, and she's blushing like crazy. Heron's satisfied. Just holding her hand already boosted her affection level. Imagine if he actually tried. He decides to push it further, leading her through a path filled with reeds. Yeah, dude picked the horniest environment possible. As they walk, Hida gets restless, her whole body dripping with water, and no, not the wholesome kind. The reeds brush against her, making her squirm even more. Blushing hard, she questions why her master picked this path specifically. Like, bro, out of all routes, you had to go with this. She feels the plants sneaking under her dress, brushing her like unwanted hands. This scene is basically nature's harassment lawsuit. Her affection keeps skyrocketing, and she's reaching her limit. She admits to Heron that the reeds are making her itchy and hot. Yikes. She adds that her body feels weird, and she might not be able to hold it in much longer. Girl's about to explode, and not in the combat sense. Heron is stunned. He didn't realize she was this sensitive. He remembers how last time she almost lost it just from bloodsucking. If this continues, she might vanish again. To save her, he picks her up and carries her on his back, saying this way the reeds won't touch her. Gentleman move, I'll give him that. Hida thanks him, relieved that the reeds aren't bothering her anymore. But now, with her body pressed against his, her affection just keeps growing. Yeah, bro solved one problem and created a bigger one. The longer he walks, the worse it gets. Hida feels his body heat pressing against hers, and honestly, it's driving her crazier than the reeds ever did. She can't take it anymore. She begs him to let her leave before she loses all control. Heron responds by quickly dropping her on a patch of grass. Smooth move, champ. She lands on the ground, body completely drenched, and she's left wondering what the hell is Heron trying to do with her. Hida is flustered, confused, and dripping with affection points. This whole situation is escalating fast. And since her affection is already at max, Heron realizes he can't back out now. He tells her he needs her for something really important. Bruh, this man is farming affection like it's endgame loot. The moment Hida hears that, she instantly assumes Heron is about to get down with her. Even though, newsflash, they don't even have that kind of relationship yet. But deep down, she knows she can't really say no if Heron decides to go all the way. Girl's basically ready to sign any contract at this point. Just then, Heron touches her and tells her to stop trying so hard. Bro's like, relax, you're overthinking. He reassures her that she's important to him since she was his very first summoned companion. Then Heron clears things up. He literally just wanted to take a walk with her, nothing else. Damn, imagine building up all that tension for a freaking stroll. Hida is completely stunned when she hears this. Girl thought it was date night, turns out it was cardio. Heron apologizes, admitting he knows how sensitive her body is, yet he still dragged her into a forest full of reeds. Then he starts opening up about his past, saying life was tough for him when he was younger. He shares that whenever he felt worn out, he came to this lake just to stare at the water. Something about its stillness gave him peace and the strength to keep moving forward. Bro just went full poetic mode. Hida can't believe it, her master actually has a vulnerable side. But the real shocker, he's opening up to her like a couple walking under the night sky. Cue the rom-com music. Because Heron revealed this weak side, Hida's affection shoots straight to 100%. Heron's jaw drops when the system notifies him he just maxed her affection. Bro basically got the perfect girlfriend DLC. He assumes maybe the first two pulls were just lucky gacha rolls. But still, he's confident this reward is gonna be special since it's a secret tier reward. He checks the skill details. It builds a personal fortress in a desolate region. Inside its range, Heron and his followers rapidly regen HP and MP. Heron realizes he just scored a fortress, a healing zone, and a base of operations. This man literally unlocked Minecraft creative mode. Suddenly, the soul resonance activates, Hida's chest starts glowing, and a pendant materializes from her body. This is the spirit pendant. It adds 88 points to Heron's spirit stat, boosts mana, gives resistance to status effects, and even has a chance to nullify magic and control spells. Basically, it's the plot armor necklace. Heron inspects it and is blown away. Resistance, anti-magic, and anti-control. Yeah, this thing is meta as hell. He knows it's gonna be a game changer against mage enemies. Heron explains to Hida that it's a soul resonance exclusive item, meaning he can only use it when their hearts and souls align perfectly. Because of its importance, Heron promises her a favor in return. Hearing this, Hida finally understands why her chest felt all tingly. She even compares it to birthing a child for her master. Girl, chill, that's a little too much. Heron decides his next move. Keep climbing through the blood prison arena, recruit more followers, and max their affection fast. His goal, get peak blood because that'll completely flip his fate. But even if he doesn't get peak blood, he's cool with using the blood castle as his new domain. Man's got backup plans on backup plans. While he's deep in thought, Hida suddenly hugs him from behind. He's shocked, like completely caught off guard. Hida then tells him how much it means that he opened up to her, calling him the one she's been waiting for all along. With their hearts and souls connected, she declares they're basically soulmates. She even says she gave him a baby. Okay, that escalated fast. And because of that logic, she wants their bodies to connect too. Bruh, she went from thanks for sharing to Netflix and chill in 2 seconds. Heron suddenly realizes soul resonance has side effects. It basically overstimulates her, and she's now completely off the rails. Without hesitation, she kisses him hard. And as expected, things go all the way down. Yeah, you know what that means. Hida receives Heron's essence, no comment. The aftermath, her stats skyrocket, boosting her straight to mid-5th tier rank. Bro literally leveled her up with affection. Hida lies on the ground, moaning about how amazing it feels and calling the experience unforgettable. Girl sounds like she just got a 5-star Yelp review. Meanwhile, Heron just stands there disgusted. He realizes she's way too sensitive, and that's gonna be a problem in actual combat. Time to nerf his own summon. With the moon out, Heron decides to enter the blood prison arena. As usual, he's welcomed into the battlefield. The system reminds him, all normal gear and consumables are disabled, only exclusive items work here. Luckily, his exclusive gear is still active, so he skips a weapon and picks the topaz gourd instead. It restores 15% HP per use and comes with 3 charges. Then come the buffs. Option 1, Thornmill, which reflects 20% of damage back. Option 2, Risky Adventure, which instantly halves your HP but boosts your max HP and loot value if you win. And Option 3, Berserker, giving plus 20% attack power at the start. Since he's in a rush to gain strength, Heron takes the Risky Adventure buff. Yep, man willingly nuked half his HP for faster gains. Bold or stupid, we'll find out. With that, Heron enters the 3rd floor of the Blood Prison Arena. The commentator hypes it up. He's entering with 3 pieces of exclusive gear. She wonders if Heron can actually keep his streak alive. Spoiler, probably not without drama. Then his opponent is announced, a divine knight who wields both the sun and the silver moon. She's a 5th-tier beast centaur warrior, names literally centaur. 0 points for creativity there. Centaur acknowledges Heron's skill for defeating the flame demon, but confidently declares he doesn't stand a chance against her. Standard villain boasting, check. While she's busy talking trash, Heron is just intrigued. It's the first rare species he's encountered. He casually tells her to shut up because she talks too damn much. Savage. Annoyed, Centaur unleashes a weird aura from her body. When it hits Heron, it instantly triggers a status effect that forces him to attack her non-stop. Basically, mind control cheat code. Heron slashes at her, his sword radiating with red energy. But Centaur blocks it with ease. And while blocking, she also charges her shield, multitasking queen. Even she admits Heron's power is unreal. Okay, so she's impressed but still smug. Centaur tells Heron not to hold back, demanding that he hit her with everything he's got. Yeah, she's definitely one of those masochist battle junkies. Heron is straight up disgusted with Centaur's arrogance. He swears he's going to punish her once he takes her down. Classic, I'll humble you myself energy. But every single one of his attacks just keeps smashing into her shield, only powering it up more. Nice job, dude, you're literally charging her weapon for free. Luckily, one of Heron's passive skills kicks in, giving him resistance to the nasty status effect holding him down. He's thankful he got this abnormal resistance from Hedda, because without it, he'd still be sitting there looking dumb. Even with his Blood Blade and Knight Affinity bonus stacked, Heron is shocked at how ridiculously thick that shield is. Like, bro, is this thing made out of plot armor? Centaur, on the other hand, is equally shocked when she sees him moving. That taunt should have locked him down. She quickly realizes Heron might actually be a threat since he's got some control resistance up his sleeve. And the worst part, her Silver Moon Lance is now fully charged thanks to Heron's monster-level attack power. Yeah, he basically played himself. She grabs the lance and straight up tells him she's about to crush him. Damn, confidence level 9,000. Then boom, she blasts him with a surge of energy, tossing Heron away like yesterday's trash. Heron's hurt, no question, but when he gets back up, he notices something off about that energy burst. And then it clicks. Centaur used the taunt to bait him into attacking the shield, all while funneling that energy into her spear. Basically, the harder he hits her, the stronger she gets. It's literally thanks for the free power-up, idiot. Even the commentator admits Heron's in deep trouble. The only way out, pull off a genius move. Spoiler, Heron's not always the genius type. Still, he jumps right back up and charges at Centaur. Respect the hustle at least. And just as he gets close, he does something crazy. He throws his sword away. Centaur is stunned, like, what the hell is this moron doing now? She yells at him not to give up and to hit her harder. Lady, are you okay? You're literally asking him to smack you. She hits him with the taunt again, but his skill reduces its effect. Rookie mistake, Centaur girl. Heron punches her shield with his bare hands. Yup, dude went full caveman mode. And that's when Centaur realizes the big brain move. He dropped his weapon on purpose to lower his attack power, which shurians the taunt's effect. No free full charge for her this time, savage. She's impressed. This is literally his first fight against her, and he already cracked the code to her gimmick. But she doesn't care. Impressed or not, she's about to remind him she's still a 5th-tier beast. She rushes him and drives her spear right into his shoulder. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Then she mocks him, asking what he's gonna do now that he doesn't even have a weapon. Heron just smiles and asks if she really thinks his sword is the only thing he's got. Damn, flex harder. Suddenly, Centaur sees his blood moving on its own. Okay, that's creepy. The blood strips her shield away, no defense left. Then it coils around her neck like a rope, ready to choke her out. Heron's basically saying, I don't need steel to kill you, my blood will do just fine. Turns out he upgraded his blood prison burial skill, making it fully customizable. Translation, whatever he imagines, the blood does. With her defenses gone, Centaur realizes Heron has been baiting her the entire fight. Every move was just a setup. She got played like a noob. She admits his tactic worked, but roasts him for fighting cheap. Girl, you lost, don't be salty. Heron tells her he's only gotten better and he actually wants her as his follower. Yep, the audacity is real. Before she even processes what's happening, Heron is already sitting on her back. He makes it clear if he wanted her dead, she'd be dead. And since she's a centaur, oh boy, he's got wild plans for her. He grabs her by the neck, his presence pressing down on her so hard her face turns red. Awkward, yes. Effective, also yes. The commentator nearly loses it, pointing out how brutal this is, but her body can't deny the resonance. Yeah, we're all uncomfortable right now. Centaur herself is fuming. Why does the first rider on her elegant back have to be this guy? She feels him pressing down on her and can't break free. Too late for regrets now. She's caught between pain and some very questionable excitement, but either way she realizes she might suffocate if this keeps going. She struggles, but it's pointless. Heron tells her straight up, they're both going down unless she surrenders. Her face turns pale as he tightens his chokehold. Yeah, not much elegance left now. The commentator is stunned. Centaur can't fight anymore. Heron is declared the winner. He proudly whips out his gourd and takes a victory sip. The commentator adds that he now has the right to challenge the fourth floor. Checking his stats, Heron sees his stamina sitting at 45%. Even though he tanked some heavy hits, he's proud he pushed through. Thanks to the gourd restoring some HP, he's got 2 sips left. As a reward, he gets a skill point for upgrades. The system asks if he wants to challenge the fourth floor, warning that saying yes will lock in his gear and buffs. Since his buffs carry over and he still has the gourd, Heron doesn't hesitate, he's going for it. He accepts and instantly gets transferred to the fourth floor. The commentator begins to announce his next opponent. But Heron's not even worried, he knows he's still in peak condition. The last round was just annoying because of Centaur's mechanics. Now he's ready to show everyone what the Blood Blade can really do. And before his opponent even steps fully into the arena, she launches her tentacles straight at him. Talk about no chill. Heron slices them down with perfect precision. Yeah, he's locked in now. Heron is a little surprised that his opponent is so eager to fight. Or maybe she's just impatient to get her ass handed to her. She finally shows her face and tells Heron that his aura is so tempting, she simply couldn't resist attacking him. Lady, control yourself. Turns out his next opponent is Bide, a tier 5 mimic tentacle beast with legs like an octopus. Yeah, great hentai nightmare unlocked. And she's already daydreaming about all the ways she can have fun with Heron. Girl, this is a battlefield, not Tinder. Heron is straight up disgusted. He decides it'd be better to finish her off quickly, so he charges at her ready to slice her down. But Bide proves she's no slouch. She slides out of the way with slick speed. Heron misses his slash, leaving himself wide open. And that's all Bide needs to launch a counterattack, thanks to his insane reflexes. He barely dodges before her tentacles can grab him. Heron smirks and tells her tentacles are nothing. Bide just laughs, telling him he's underestimating her way too fast. Spoiler, she's right. Before he knows it, tentacles sprout everywhere around him. He wonders what she's planning. He thinks she's just trying to lock down his movements. Nope, suddenly the tentacles wrap around him. They lift him off the ground and now Heron can't move his arms or legs. He realizes, yep, he just fell right into her trap. Rookie mistake, champ. Bide grins, saying she's got him under her control. Now she just needs to decide the most painful way to toy with him. And just saying this has her blushing and, well, dripping, disgusting. The commentator steps in, clarifying to the audience that Bide's tentacles aren't just for kinky fun. Heron probably got caught because he's still not fully recovered from fighting Centaur. She adds that this could be the end. Heron's mistake was fighting 2 tier 5 beasts back to back. Savage callout, but not wrong. Heron himself realizes he's screwed when a notification pops up. He's been poisoned. He's losing 0.5% HP every second and it'll last a full minute. It dawns on him Bide's tentacles are poisoned. Not your average poison either, this stuff is lethal. Quick math says Heron's dead in under 2 minutes. Bide rubs it in, explaining her tentacles are covered in countless tiny mouths, all gnawing into his skin and pumping poison into him non-stop. She tells him the moment she touched him, the fight was already over. Damn, what a flex. Then she teases that maybe, just maybe, she'll let him live if he behaves himself. Yeah, good luck with that. But suddenly, Bide feels something strange run through her body and she starts moaning. Turns out Heron, in pure desperation, bit into her tentacle and is now literally sucking her blood. Man went full vampire mode. She yelps and lets go, then screams at Heron, furious that he's playing dirty. Oh really? You grabbed him with poison hentai arms, but he's the dirty player, sit down. Heron had also slipped into blood concealment, turning invisible for a moment. While invisible, he whips out his topaz gourd and takes another sip, recovering lost health. But he admits those poison tentacles are no joke. Just one tag cost him 30% HP. With only one use left in his gourd, he knows if he doesn't end this fast, he's dead. Meanwhile, Bide is frantically scanning for him, not knowing where he'll strike from. Out of nowhere, Heron reappears beneath her. One of his blood spikes rips upward through her torso, almost impaling her heart, but she just barely dodges death. More blood spikes erupt all around her, forcing her to shift position. She jumps and rotates midair, only to realize Heron's already filled the entire arena with spikes. No matter where she lands, she's getting tagged. Checkmate, Squid Girl. She starts whining, calling Heron rough for not pitying her as a woman. Seriously, you're a tier 5 beast trying to kill him, sit the hell down. Heron's voice cuts from behind, telling her he doesn't pity anyone, he only tames them. Damn straight savage. Bide finally realizes she underestimated him. He's not just strong, he's terrifyingly cunning. Heron swings with full power, so hard the strike leaves a glowing aura trail. By the time Bide realizes what happened, all her tentacles are gone. He just chopped them clean off. She crashes to the ground. Rolling in pain, she screams at Heron for ruining her beautiful body, swearing she'll never forgive him. Girl, you just got hard countered, cry harder. Heron admits tier 5 beasts aren't a joke, just being poisoned nearly killed him. He takes the last sip of his gourd, and with his abnormal resistance kicking in, he's able to fight off the poison. He thanks Hedda's resistance skill and the gourd, because without them he'd already be a corpse. Heron strolls toward Bide. Mocking her for being useless without her tentacles, he raises his sword ready to end it. But Bide drops the act, begging for mercy and admitting she was wrong. Shuri, now you're sorry. The moment Heron eases up, she betrays him, firing a magical energy beam straight from her head. It slams into him, and for a second it looks like Heron's about to get roasted alive. Bide is stunned, her so-called final move against Heron just blew up in her face. Like, girl, that was your best shot, pathetic. Meanwhile, Heron's fuming, realizing she actually dared to trick him. Big mistake. And here comes the begging round 2. Bide swears she's surrendering for real this time. Yeah, because liars are always so convincing the second time, right? Heron's not buying that crap anymore. So without hesitation, he slices her up. The impact launches her backwards, splattering the ground with her nasty purple octopus blood. Bide hits the floor, writhing in pain, barely holding on. Honestly, it's giving please delete my character energy. Heron coldly tells her she'll get some proper lessons after he tames her. Damn, he really said, class is in session, bitch. And just like that, Heron comes out on top, winning the battle. Even the commentators impressed, back-to-back high-level beasts downed, that's no joke. His loot haul, resistance to poison damage, a shiny new skill point, and as a Shuri on top, the Tentacle Stronghold, a move that summons multiple tentacles to bind and double-whack enemies. Basically hentai powers unlocked. Heron's grinning, realizing he just yoinked Bide's skill. Sweet deal. He admits the risk was worth it, talk about profit margins. But Sally jumps in, dropping some reality check. She warns that every 5 floors in the Blood Prison Arena, a Blood Tier Guardian gets unleashed. Translation, boss fight incoming. She doesn't sugarcoat it, those bosses are straight-up lethal. To drive it home, she even teases what's next on the menu. And oh boy, it's none other than Gorgon Medusa herself. Yeah, the actual legend. Sally's like, you better prep hard or you're leaving in a coffin. Heron just grins, thanking her for the tip, because apparently he enjoys risking his life. Nico then rushes in, wrapping him in bandages. Heron protests he already chugged healing potions, but Nico shuts him down, saying she wants that beautiful body of his to stay scar-free. Girl priorities. She's also freaking out, since this is the first time she's seen Heron take this much damage. Heron understands her concern but shrugs it off. This is simply the price of chasing strength. Savage mindset unlocked. He tells Nico straight, surviving here means fighting for everything, no exceptions. Meanwhile, Tianxiang's whining that the Supreme Tier Awakened are taking too long to arrive. He knows by the time they show up, the world will already be upside down. Easy for his colleagues to not care, they didn't lose their families like he did. With his time running Shuri, all he can think about now is revenge for his sons. Hardcore dad mode activated. At that moment, his personal doctor, the stunning Liu Yao, steps in. She points out that there are still some hungry guilds in J-City, and since she's from B-City, she could sneak in unnoticed and sway them to back Tianxiang's cause. Oh, and did I mention, Liu Yao is a freaking star Diamond Tier Awakened. Yeah, she's not just eye candy, she's lethal. Yu Tianxiang is shocked, but Liu Yao admits the plan's extreme. Then again, desperate times, desperate me Shuris. She knows if she's caught, that's game over for her. Still, she only wants one thing in return. Since Tianxiang's sons are dead and she's been loyal for years, she demands to be added to his will. Yep, she's basically saying, put me in, old man, or else. Fast forward to the Justice Guild's checkpoint on the edge of J-City. A hooded, masked figure approaches, it's Liu Yao, hiding her identity. Soldiers tell her to scram because it's dangerous. But instead of walking away, her hair suddenly morphs into massive spears. Yeah, hair spears, what the actual hell. And with zero hesitation, she impales every poor bastard in that outpost. Not stopping there, she drains their life force too, leaving them shriveled like expired raisins. Liu Yao confesses she never wanted to kill them, but she's obsessed with Tianxiang's wealth. Since the old man's circling the drain, she wants it all for herself. She then whips out a test tube containing a reagent made from Heron's lingering aura she found on Yuhu's corpse. Talk about creepy science projects. At this point, Liu Yao is fully unhinged. She's determined to take Tianxiang's fortune by force. She goes on a rampage, wiping out more outposts and planting Heron's aura everywhere to frame him. And just like that, the public starts branding Heron as a threat. Classic scapegoat strategy. Word reaches Liu Zhengyi, leader of the Justice Guild. The man's furious. To him, it's a direct insult to his guild, and he vows to punish Heron personally. Yep, Liu Yao's plan is working perfectly. On the flip side, Luo Shuangji, another star diamond awakened, is raging too. She dreamed of being an idol, even built her debut squad, but guess what? All of them got wiped. She blames Heron, exactly like Liu Yao wanted, and swears she won't rest until he's 6 feet under. Meanwhile, Balilian catches wind of the chaos. Being smart and logical, he realizes something's off. All the evidence points at Heron, but the guy has always targeted elites, not random guilds. So yeah, the story doesn't add up. Shuri also knows something's fishy. Her master wouldn't just go around wrecking outposts for no reason. She's in the middle of a yoga session, zen vibes and all. Then Li Lai Lai Humping walks into her apartment, totally uninvited. Shuri's shocked. Turns out this lady is her mother. After years of no visits, now she decides to show up. Li Lai Humping apologizes, claiming work kept her busy, and says she's also been protecting Shuri's hidden identity. Shuri, mom. Then she drops the bomb. Heron's been causing chaos in the city, so she came to warn her daughter. Shuri instantly cuts her off, defending Heron and saying he's not the culprit, because he gains nothing from it. That stuns her mom, who immediately suspects they're close. Shuri lies, saying she's not close to Heron, just lucky to have escaped once. Worst poker face ever. Li Lai Humping calls her out, saying she's a terrible liar and reminds her about her abilities. Damn, mom didn't even sugarcoat it. It finally hits Shuri. Her mom's real purpose isn't to check on her, but to investigate Heron. Typical. And honestly, Shuri's not surprised. Her mom never wanted her in the first place. She confesses she's been working her ass off just to be noticed, but mom never cared. Li Lai Humping bluntly admits she only came because if she didn't, someone else would have interrogated her. What a heartwarming family reunion. Li Lai Humping insists everything she's doing is for her daughter's protection. Yeah, Shuri mom, invading privacy always screams love. While talking, she sneakily activates her ability, reading Shuri's memories without permission. Talk about helicopter parenting on steroids. She sees every moment Shuri went through, including Heron pounding her. And the mom, completely horrified, like, girl, what did you expect to find? Shuri realizes her mom just rifled through her memories without asking. Naturally, she's pissed. Mom apologizes, but honestly too little too late. Then Hongping casually drops that she's seen Heron's name before. According to her, he's not a beast but a supposedly dead guy. Plot twist. She explains she read a report some porter from the elite center died during a mission. His name, Heron. Then she adds the picture in Shuri's memory matches the one she saw in that report. Busted. Hongping reminds her daughter that Heron was already snooping about the elite center before he conveniently wiped out his old squad. For her, that's enough proof. Same guy. She's impressed Heron died, then popped back up days later as a beast. Talk about respawn hacks. But what really blows her mind is that he still has his humanity intact. A normal dude who somehow snagged beast powers. That's straight nightmare fuel or the ultimate cheat code. She pats Shuri's shoulder, saying she actually did well by siding with Heron. After all, he blew his own cover just to save her from Yu Wu. Respect. Because of that, Hongping's ready to pull Red City's resources to protect Heron. She's convinced he's their ticket to the future. Meanwhile, Heron himself is grinding to get stronger before enemies come knocking. Nico guides him to a cave full of monsters they can farm for power. XP dungeon unlocked. Heron's pleased, exactly what he needs right now. So the two dive straight into the cave. Nico immediately complains she can barely see a thing. Heron realizes his dark affinity gives him full vision here plus a buff, but for Nico and the rest, it's survival hell. Still, he's not here to solo farm. The goal is training the entire team. So he activates Victor's pact. First summon Centaur, she steps out of the depths, assuring him she's ready to fight. Loyal waifu vibes. Next is Bide, who pops up blushing, rambling about how Heron handled her last time. With her tentacles chopped off, she now appears more human, rocking some fine legs. Somebody upgraded their skin. Then comes Balo, instantly running her mouth. She demands to know why she's here and says she wants a rematch with Shuri. Affection level, a pathetic 10%. Talk about toxic energy. Heron's pissed. He snaps at her to watch her tone. She's here to light the way for the team. That sets her off even more. She claims she didn't actually lose to him before. Excuse machine on overdrive. The The system itself warns Heron Balo's dissatisfaction is maxed out. Solution: subdue her now. He finally gets it, she's just salty about losing their match. Classic sore loser behavior. So he decides to teach her a proper lesson and charges at her. But Balo leaps back, dodging easily. She retaliates by hurling a massive fireball. But before she can follow up, Heron locks her down with his new tentacle skill. Tentacles wrap around her, restraining her completely. Yeah, hentai strikes again. He tells her flat out she's already lost, then asks if she's ready to cooperate. Balo quickly surrenders, begging for forgiveness. Guess that fireball confidence didn't last long. Since she lost again, her affection jumps to 50%. Congrats, Sundir unlocked. But now Nico and Bide cling to their master like it's cuddle time. Heron scolds them they're here to train, but they couldn't care less. Bide insists she's important since Heron copied one of her skills. Ego check. Centaur then suggests splitting up to scout more paths. Practical as always. Heron notes the place is littered with beast and animal bones. Bad vibes all around. He realizes this cave is actually a breeding pen, a trap zone where beasts stockpile prey. Perfect horror dungeon setup. So he orders Centaur to use her taunt to lure the hidden beasts so they can wipe them out in one strike. She accepts without hesitation. Centaur unleashes her terrifying aura, demanding the monsters come face her. Queen energy. That's enough to drag them all out from hiding. And guess what? The monsters are giant ugly-ass spiders, because of course it's spiders. They rush straight at Centaur. She keeps the taunt going, pulling every last one of them toward her. Soon they're all swarming her shield, trying desperately to break through. Spoiler, they can't. Once they're perfectly grouped together, Heron gives the order, full-on attack, wipe them out in one strike. Nico moves first, whipping out her weapon and slashing through them. Bide jumps in right after, unleashing her tentacles to shred the targets. Squad synergy unlocked. Bolo unleashes her flame breath, torching the spiders without a shred of pity, basically barbecue on demand. Within moments, Heron's followers wipe out the whole swarm. And just like that, he racks up a fat pile of experience points. Heron is pretty satisfied with the XP haul, even though these spiders were basically bottom-tier mobs. But then comes the real prize. He unlocks a new skill, Devil's Hand. This thing lets him fire a surge of demonic energy to grab enemies or even objects from a distance. Basically Force Pull Evil Edition. But he isn't celebrating just yet. Heron knows there's no way a nest this big doesn't have a boss monster. He figures there's a spider king lurking somewhere, and clearly it wasn't dumb enough to fall for Centaur's taunt. The small tunnels prove it can't be hiding below, which leaves only one option, up above. He looks up and called it. The Spider King is chilling right over their heads like some smug nightmare chandelier. Without warning, it spews a flood of acid venom straight down. Heron immediately yells at his followers to move their asses. Thanks to his warning, they dodge in time. But the venom melts into the ground, leaving a smoking crater where it landed. Yeah, touch that stuff and you're done. Even the Bite explains this venom is ridiculously deadly. A single drop can kill, no cap. Everyone stares upward at this monster, a 6th-tier beast glowering down at them. Heron knows this thing is way above his weight class, but hey, at least he's got backup. Without his team, he'd be Spider Chow by now. Time to test out that shiny new skill. He activates Devil's Hand. And the demonic energy shoots out, yanking the Spider King down, slamming the giant onto the ground. The impact shakes the cave, and Heron orders the girls to unleash everything while it's stunned. Bide rushes in with her tentacles, managing to scratch up the beast. Centaur follows, hurling her fully charged lance straight at the monster. She's convinced it's going to pierce right through its hide. But nope, the Spider King just catches her ultimate attack in its mouth like it's snacking on pretzels. Centaur is completely horrified, honestly same. Now the Spider King finally gets serious. It fires sticky webs everywhere, wrapping up all the girls like oversized burritos. They struggle hard, but the webs are way too thick. Worse, they're sticky gross and Nico ends up pinned to the floor. She's convinced they're screwed. The spider suddenly zeroes in on her. And Nico freezes, thinking this is it. She assumes the monster is targeting her because she's the weakest of the crew. Ouch, harsh but true. She closes her eyes, ready to meet her doom. But before the fangs drop, Heron slices in, chopping off one of the spider's legs. Acid gushes everywhere. Yeah, this bastard even bleeds toxic sludge. Great. He quickly realizes, yeah, 6th-tier beasts are no joke. But he's not backing down either. If anything, it fires him up. And with one more follower up his sleeve, he summons her. Hito emerges, explaining why Centaur's taunt didn't work. The spider's resistance is too damn high. Her alpha howl won't instantly scare it either, but over time her cries will chip away at its defenses. The longer she pushes, the weaker its mental resistance gets, until eventually the spider will be forced into confusion. Just then, the monster tries a dirty trick, spreading poison rain across the battlefield. Heron quickly orders Bolo to burn the webs off her teammates and tells everyone to regroup under Centaur's shield. Bolo happily bathes the webs in fire, freeing the others. Meanwhile, Heron checks with Bide if she can tank the poison a little, thanks to her natural resistance. Bide is more than willing, actually thrilled, to take on such a reckless task for her master. Together, the two counterattack, Heron slashing with his blood sword, inflicting a bleeding state. He's glad the blade worked, stacking multiple bleed effects already, but still he worries the acid blood might screw him over. He remembers the fight against Bide in the arena, same situation, but this time he's got abnormal resistance and poison resistance stacked. His plan, survive long enough to land the killing blow. But the spider isn't done. It pumps out even more poison straight from its wounds, trying to blanket the entire cavern in toxins. Heron instantly switches into stealth mode, trying to reposition. He knows the more he cuts, the more this thing leaks acid and poison. If this drags out, he's screwed. That means he needs to land a one-shot kill. Suddenly, the spider lunges straight at him. Wait, what? Then it clicks, this monster's lived its whole life in darkness. It doesn't even use its eyes. His stealth, totally useless. Imagine turning invisible only to realize the enemy doesn't rely on sight. Brutal. The spider rushes in to finish him. But Hida's howl kicks in. The beast stumbles into confusion. She quickly yells at Heron to strike now while the debuff is active. Bide joins in too, launching multiple tentacles to hold the spider down. She notices Heron hesitating and taunts him, reminding him she's an octopus. She can regenerate whatever gets torn off. Translation: quit stalling and hit this bastard. Heron agrees, promising her a reward after the battle. Smooth move, bro. Motivated, Bide grips the spider even tighter, refusing to let go. Heron then activates Blood Prison Burial, and a forest of blood spikes impales the Spider King. Its blood splashes over Bide, burning her, making her scream in agony. Meanwhile, Heron pushes to end the fight. Even skewered, the Spider King refuses to die, thrashing like the stubborn nightmare it is. But Heron's had enough. This ends now. He channels telekinesis, drags the monster, and with the spikes tearing through its body, the Spider King is finally shattered to pieces. GG. Notifications flood his screen, victory confirmed. And a new broken skill unlocked, Kane's Covenant. When his HP drops under 10% and the moon lights out, blood rain falls from the sky, his feet erupt with blood and he goes berserk vampire mode, full cooldown reset. Straight up endgame cheat code. On top of that, the affection system kicks in. Bide jumps to 89%, Centaur 70%, Bolo also 70%. Apparently, popping off in battle is the fastest way to win loyalty. Who knew? But before he can process, Bide rushes him. She tackles him to the ground, saying she can't hold back anymore. She reminds him about the reward he promised. And she wants it now, yes, right here in the freaking cave. Heron panics, realizing she's about to go full-on insatiable mode. R.I.P. Thankfully, Centaur cuts in, telling Bide to calm her horny ass down. Their master doesn't have regeneration like she does, and they need to detox him first. Bide blushes, admits she got carried away, fair enough. Then she casually reveals her tentacles can share regeneration if she connects them to someone. Won't last long, but it'll heal acid burns. Heron is hesitant, reminding her those tentacles drip with poison. She assures him she can disable the toxins and that it's perfectly safe. Translation: relax daddy, you'll enjoy this. Convinced, he bites into her tentacle. Yeah, that happened. Bide moans and pleads Shuri, begging him to be gentle. Awkward. Centaur and Bolo watch in shock. They've never seen him act like this with his followers before. But Nico and Hida, they're hyped because they've both already tasted his essence before, yikes. Soon everyone's biting into Bide's tentacles to heal. Party time. But Heron senses something's off, his body's burning up, heart racing. That's when Bide admits, oops, forgot to mention a side effect. Everyone sharing her regeneration also syncs with her emotions. He realizes he's overheating because he's now linked to Bide. And oh no, he's not the only one. The other girls start showing the same enthusiasm. Hida claims she deserves the first reward, since her howl basically broke the spider's mind. Nico apologizes for dragging him down but begs for motivation using his body. Bro's life just turned into a dating sim. Bolo argues she did the most damage after him, so obviously she should be first in line. Then Bide taps his shoulder, reminding him she was promised a reward first, so technically she gets priority. Finally, Heron loses it, yelling at them all for pushing too far. He reminds them who's the master here and that he decides when and who gets rewarded. Savage. Then in true power move fashion, he flips the script, telling all of them to come at him together. The girls don't hesitate. And yep, they all dive in at the same time. Bro went from Spider Slayer to harem main event in record speed. After the so-called reward session between Heron and his girls. Yeah, that happened, don't ask. Bolo suddenly breaks through to the next tier. Power floods her veins as she hits Tier 5, her affection maxing out at a neat 100%. Bide is equally impressed with Heron's, let's just say, multitasking skills. She herself skyrockets to Tier 6, also maxing out at 100%. Talk about overachieving. Meanwhile, Nico and Hida are just vibing since they'd already advanced before. For them, this was basically bonus content. The only one left out, Centaur, she didn't join the session, so yeah, she gets no upgrade, tough luck. Then Heron gets a notification. 2 followers at 100% affection unlock 2 rewards, jackpot. First reward, Blood Puppet, a humanoid puppet that eats 1 lethal hit for him, basically a free extra life. He's shocked it's not another peak blood draw. That's when it hits him, he can't keep relying on luck gacha pulls. If he wants to control his fate, he's gotta grind power himself. Finally, some common sense. Second reward, Decaying Moon Scaffold. 12 dark moon pillars with chains that lock a target to an execution platform for a guaranteed beheading. No matter how strong the enemy is, once caught, they're done. Even Heron is shook. Bro basically just unlocked press X to delete boss. Before he can even flex it, another system ping drops. He can now perform soul resonance with 2 followers. Heron gives the order immediately. First, Bolo notices something emerging from her chest. It's a blazing flame cloak. With it, Heron gains 50% fire damage reduction plus a burn chance for anyone dumb enough to attack him. Then comes Bide's turn, her exclusive weapon manifests. A pair of poison-infused earrings giving a 10% chance to inflict toxins. Yeah, stylish and deadly. With these items equipped, Heron feels insane power coursing through his body. He's now stacked with 5 exclusive items, all boosting him like crazy. He realizes even without peak blood, he's ready to stand toe-to-toe with the elite centers. Checking his status panel, he sees he's hit level 42, big gains. The squad leaves the spider cave and heads to other beast nests, mowing them down non-stop. Heron's on a mission, power level as fast as possible. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Yu Tianxian goes rogue. He straight up ignores orders from the Awakened Association and instead teams up with the Justice Guild and a bunch of other factions. Together, they launch a full-on beast purge, wiping out monsters across a 100-mile radius outside the city. Every place they touch, not a single beast survives, zero mercy. Yu Tianxiang knows he doesn't have much time left to live, but he's running purely on spite. He refuses to die before avenging his sons. Hardcore daddy issues, anyone. When Shuri hears about this, she's stunned. She can't believe he went full vigilante just to take out Heron Dao. Determined to warn her master, she hops on a fast bike and speeds toward the succubus village. Her goal is stop Tianxiang before he does something absolutely insane. Spoiler, too late. She tears through the forest at breakneck speed, dust trailing behind. At the same time, Yu Tianxiang and his army reach a cliff overlooking the succubus village. Liu Yao comments she can sense Heron's faint aura in the village, and since it's close to where Yuan died, it's automatically suspicious. She argues the place must have ties to Heron, even if he isn't hiding there. Then she asks Tianxiang what the plan is. His answer, the usual, kill everyone. He wants the entire village to feel the same pain of losing loved ones. This man is running on pure villain energy now. He raises his hand and launches fiery rocks straight at the village. Chaos erupts instantly. The villagers scatter in terror, convinced they're being hit by a natural disaster. One succubus trips, crashing to the ground while fleeing. Her ankle twists, leaving her stranded. Bad time to take an L. But as she looks up, something doesn't add up. The fiery meteor rain is only targeting their village. Natural disaster, yeah right, it dawns on her they're under attack. A squad of warriors closes in, weapons ready, laughing about how it's their first time raiding a succubus village. Real classy guys. Shuri, some of them are clearly thinking about other stuff, but orders are orders, they're here to wipe every last one out. Suddenly snow starts falling, mid-firestorm, totally unnatural. The warriors look around confused, what the hell? That's when Shuri makes her entrance, unleashing her ice flower. The ice flower pierces a warrior clean through, dropping him instantly, one-shot kill, no warm-up. The inshuried succubus is awestruck, but then reality hits, nobody in her village wields ice powers. She wonders who her savior could be. Naturally, she assumes it's Heron swooping in. But when she turns, it's Shuri standing behind her, having tracked the village just in time. Shuri calmly Shuri her there's nothing to fear, she's a friend of their master, and she'll protect the village while Heron is away. With just one burst of her ice energy, she makes her point crystal clear. With a single surge of icy power, she extinguishes the flames tearing through the village, shielding the succubi from certain death. The villagers breathe a sigh of relief, grateful that someone arrived in time to save their asses. From a distance, Liu Yao spots Shuri among the villagers and immediately reports to Yu Tianxiang. The revelation stuns them, turns out she really is connected to the beasts, and seeing her raw power firsthand shocks Liu Yao even more since Shuri only claimed to be a mere gold rank. Yeah, just gold, my ass. Yu Tianxiang, though, doesn't give a damn about her strength. He only sees a traitor that needs to be erased. Suddenly, Shuri yells at the warriors, warning them not to be fooled. She exposes Yu Tianxiang as the one truly responsible for the tragedies in the city. Shuri doubles down, assuring everyone that Heron had nothing to do with this mess. She calls out the old bastard for dragging them to the village under false pretenses. Liu Zhengyi is the first to question things. He straight up asks if Shuri is telling the truth. And he reminds Yu Tianxiang that breaking the association's rules while risking the lives of his own men is not something they can just shrug off. Basically, old man, you screwed us. Yu Tianxiang fires back with classic reverse psychology, asking if Liu Zhengyi would really trust the words of a so-called traitor over his. Nice try, grandpa manipulator. Shuri doesn't back down. She reveals that the Red City group already reported Yu Tianxiang to the Awakened Association, and Zhao Yifei is on her way. She warns everyone that following him means only one thing: death. Liu Yao immediately claps back, accusing Shuri of stalling for time. She dismisses Shuri's words as lies without proof, then paints her as a beast-sympathizing traitor. According to her, the only correct move is to wipe her out. Yu Tianxiang decides he's had enough. Since Shuri helped the one who killed his sons, he makes the first move. Gathering his fiery power, he unleashes his attack. Shuri stands her ground, but deep down she knows she doesn't have the juice to stop a meteor-level strike. Despair starts to sink in. But before she loses hope, Heron appears in the sky. Talk about timing. He's stunned, he leaves for a few damn days, and already someone's raiding the village. He praises Shuri for her bravery, assuring her that she'll be rewarded. Shuri humbly replies she was just doing her duty. Heron then faces Yu Tianxiang head-on, telling him to come at him if revenge is what he wants so badly. He's hovering mid-air thanks to Devil's Wings, a skill that gives him a 30% speed boost and 20% damage bonus while airborne. Basically, he's a flying menace now. Heron admits he's the one who killed Yu Tianxiang's sons, and he doesn't sugarcoat it. He even says they deserved what they got. Damn, that's cold. He then suggests they fight one-on-one, leaving everyone else out of this grudge match. Yu Tianxiang burns with fury the moment he locks eyes on Heron. He's been waiting for this confrontation since the day his sons died. He vows to kill Heron so he can finally find peace. Before Heron can respond, Yu Tianxiang instantly shifts position. He nearly catches Heron with a brutal strike, but Heron barely evades, still taking some damage in the process. Heron realizes that, yeah, the guy might be old, but he's still a legendary tier warrior, just one step away from supreme tier. Yu Tianxiang's fire magic is no joke. Without his fire cloak, Heron would have been roasted already. Heron tries to track his movements, but Yu Tianxiang suddenly appears behind him again. The old man sneers, shocked that someone as slow as Heron was the one who killed his children. Yu Tianxiang gathers immense firepower, condensing it into a massive fireball aimed directly at Heron. With no time to dodge, Heron gets caught in the blast. He watches in horror as the giant fireball comes straight at him. This isn't sparring anymore, the old bastard is trying to end him. The fireball slams into him, obliterating everything in its path. The succubi cry out Heron's name, convinced he's gone for good. Even Liu Zhengyi is stunned. He can't believe someone that old can still summon such a devastating fireball. Flames rage everywhere, terrifying everyone who witnesses it. Yu Tianxiang hovers above the destruction, boasting that Heron is finished. Even if he somehow survived, he's crippled for life. He relaxes, thinking the battle is over and that he's finally avenged his sons. But then Heron's voice cuts through the smoke, asking why Yu Tianxiang thinks it's already over. Plot twist incoming. As the smoke clears, Yu Tianxiang sees nothing but a scorched dummy where Heron should be. Turns out Heron used the blood puppet. The puppet took the fatal hit for him, saving his life at the last possible second. Talk about clutch. The system immediately flags Yu Tianxiang's hostility, giving Heron 5 minutes to eliminate him, same deal as it did with Yu Wu. If he succeeds, rewards await. But if he fails, he'll lose attributes and get thrown into the Abyss Zone. Yeah, no praise Shuri. Heron is in disbelief. The system really expects him to kill a monster like Yu Tianxiang in 5 minutes. Without peak blood, that's basically suicide. But refusing means losing stats, so screw it, he's going all in. Meanwhile, Yu Tianxiang's illness kicks in. He starts coughing hard, his body giving out on him. He can't believe he failed to kill Heron. His flame strike is so lethal that no creature should survive it without scars. Liu Yao notices immediately the old man's body is collapsing. Sensing weakness, Liu Yao orders the warriors to attack Heron. They obey instantly, charging at him. Luo Shuang leads the rush, pissed that Heron crushed her idle dreams, while Liu Zhengyi joins in the name of justice. Shuri, justice. But just in time, Nico and the rest of Heron's followers arrive to back him up. With all the warriors distracted, Heron notices Liu Yao sticking close to Yu Tianxiang. He decides this is his chance, the perfect moment to take on the old man. Heron taps into his skill list and unleashes the mini blood moon. A crimson moon rises overhead, glowing ominously. It will last for 1 full hour. Under this moonlight, Heron and his followers get double attributes. Yup, it's Buff City. The second the blood moon climbs into the sky, the entire battlefield shifts in his favor. Heron feels an overwhelming surge of energy ripping through his body, like he just got plugged straight into the universe's power grid. He realizes his strength didn't just double. Now this man feels like he could literally paint a brand new night sky with it. Talk about God complex unlocked. Meanwhile, Luo Shuangji is busy clashing against Nico and Hida. She admits, yeah, these two are insanely good, and honestly, if they weren't enemies, she would have probably recruited them into her little idol academy. Imagine that battlefield auditions. Over on another front, Liu Zhengyi is facing both Balo and Centaur at once. And he makes it crystal clear, he's not holding back just because they're women. Equality through ass-kicking, I guess. On the other hand, Yu Tianxiang runs back to his vehicle and starts stabbing himself with syringe after syringe of some shady experimental drug. Liu Yao is horrified by the sheer number of needles he's used, warning him that it's way too much. But this lunatic just screams at her to shut up because he's ready to do anything, literally anything, to see Heron eat dirt. Bruh, this man skipped sanity a long time ago. The old man then bribes her straight up, telling Liu Yao that if she keeps Heron away long enough for the drug to kick in, he'll add her to his will. And of course, Liu Yao figures out instantly that he's trying to buy her loyalty, but let's be real, she loves money more than life itself. Risky, sure, but if it means cash, she's all in. She leaps at Heron like she's about to get paid, but nope. He vanishes right in front of her, leaving her looking like a total clown. Heron reappears right in front of Yu Tianxiang and smashes a brutal kick straight into the old man's head, sending him flying through the air before he crashes face first into the ground. Beautiful. Heron quickly realizes the geezer has been drowning himself in experimental juice. The difference, he's taken way more than Zizian ever did, basically walking overdose. Liu Yao tries for a sneaky attack from behind, but an ice wall pops up, blocking her completely, and sends her tumbling backward like a ragdoll. Shuri steps in, telling her flat out that she has no business messing in Heron's fight with Yu Tianxiang, and if Liu Yao is looking for a target, she's more than enough to handle her. Savage confidence. Liu Yao is stunned that Shuri actually calls Heron her master, and considering Liu Yao's already bottom-tier standards for men, she thinks this is the lowest of the low. Girl S offended by loyalty. Then the drugs finally kick in, and everyone stops to look. A blazing aura ignites around Yu Tianxiang as fire literally shoots out of his eyes. What is he now, dollar store Superman? The old man flexes, saying he feels like he's 18 again. He's loving this drug trip like it's the fountain of youth. Somebody take his Amazon Prime away before he orders more. He turns to Heron, boasting that he's now in peak form and ready to fight. But Heron isn't buying it. He knows this dude's basically running on ultra-expensive fuel, and even with boosted stats, he doesn't stand a chance. Heron also notices the old man's confidence is fake bravado. Shuri, he feels powerful, but the drug is tearing his body apart from the inside. Heron thinks maybe he could just stall until the drug wears off, but nah, he doesn't need to. He's got less than 3 minutes to finish this fight and complete his emergency mission. Clock's ticking. Yu Tianxiang slams his power into the ground, unleashing insane firepower. Before Heron can even process, flames erupt right under him, reaching up like claws, and multiple fire beams surround him completely. Fear chills Heron's spine because he knows one thing: he cannot take this head-on, not a chance. Still, Heron forces himself to stay calm. If Yu Tianxiang lands even one clean shot, it's game over. He needs to wait, bide his time, and strike when the moment's perfect. Suddenly, Yu Tianxiang appears right behind him. Surprise, old man teleport hacks. Before Heron reacts, he's slammed into the dirt with a devastating flame punch, shattering the ground beneath them. Yu Tianxiang grins, realizing Heron is literally in his grasp, and launches at him with a skull-shattering headbutt. But Heron dodges, leaving the old man to smash his own head into the earth. The impact nearly breaks the entire arena, and Yu Tianxiang is stunned that he actually missed. That's gotta hurt both ego and skull. Furious, he looks around for Heron, but the man has gone full stealth mode. Knowing the terrain like the back of his hand, Heron plans to use it for maximum advantage. Plus, his stealth attack gets a 5% bonus when he reveals himself. Yeah, numbers game. He also notices the rock under Yu Tianxiang's feet is weak as hell. Perfect setup. Yu Tianxiang, now foaming at the mouth, screams for Heron to stop hiding and fight him like a man. Classic villain meltdown. But his tantrum backfires, the brittle rock beneath him collapses, and he starts falling straight through. Heron grins like some evil vampire lord, because this is exactly what he's been waiting for. But get this, Yu Tianxiang doesn't even flinch. He actually brags mid-fall about how amazing the drug feels. Yeah bro, keep coping. Lava gushes out, the whole area floods with fiery smoke, and it looks like literal hell on earth. Even Liu Yao is blown away by the insane power output, but deep down she knows the truth: the drug isn't stable. His body might not even survive the side effects. Liu Yao is freaking out, realizing the sheer number of injections Yu Tianxiang pumped into himself is beyond insane. Like, we're talking full junkie mode here, and it could trigger something way worse than any of them can actually handle. Heron charges forward, staring Yu Tianxiang down and telling him straight up, "It's the end of the road, old man." He activates the Morning Moon execution pillar. Massive beams erupt, wrapped in heavy chains, locking down the ground around Yu Tianxiang like a divine prison. Liu Zhengyi feels the priest's fury radiating from Heron's skill, and it sends a cold shiver right through his spine. Nico, on the other hand, actually smiles, because she knows Heron has just pulled out his trump card. Yu Tianxiang is instantly caught in the beams, the chains binding him tight. He screams like a spoiled brat, accusing Heron of a cowardly sneak attack, but he's still smug, confident the chains won't hold him for long. "Oh buddy, keep coping." Heron calmly explains that the chains aren't meant to restrain him. Nope, they're here to prep him for a one-way ticket to Headlessville. Because this is the true work of the execution pillar. Heron gives the command, ordering the pillars to finish Yu Tianxiang off. The old man senses what's about to happen and screams in terror. But it's already too late. The chains coil around his neck and tighten. And with bone-crushing force, they rip his head clean off, spraying blood everywhere as his lifeless body remains chained to the pillars. Brutal, bloody, and beautiful. His head goes flying in another direction, rolling like a soccer ball nobody wants to touch. Heron gets the system notification confirming Yu Tianxiang's defeat. He gains a massive boost in attributes, standing beneath the mini-blood moon like some vampire god on steroids. On top of that, he's awarded 3 bonus transformation skill points, which he can use to level up any abilities he wants. Jackpot. With the geezer gone, Heron turns to the other warriors and orders them to stand down. He makes it clear his fight was with Yu Tianxiang alone. The rest of them, they were just pawns being used for that old man's selfish schemes. Because of this, Heron actually promises mercy. His mission was only to kill Yu Tianxiang, no one else. So with a steel-cold voice, he tells the warriors to drop their weapons and get out. This is his turf now. And he gives them 30 seconds. After that, no second chances, clock's ticking. Liu Yao tries to read the room. She knows Yu Tianxiang juiced himself with more drugs than a shady lab rat, yet Heron still crushed him. That makes Heron insanely strong, but she's suspicious. Him letting enemies walk away, that's not his usual vibe. She wonders if Heron's suddenly grown a conscience, or maybe he's just drained after the fight. Either way, she's uneasy. After weighing her options, Liu Yao decides hell no, she's not betting her life on a guess. So she bolts, running while she still can. The other warriors follow her lead. If Heron can solo Yu Tianxiang, none of them stand a damn chance. To them, he's a monster in human form. Those who have vehicles sprint to them like it's Black Friday, gunning it out of there before Heron changes his mind. Bilolo, however, is pissed. She thinks Heron should have wiped out every last one of them while he had the chance. But Bide quickly shuts her down, saying Heron knows what he's doing. Even with Yu Tianxiang dead, they're still outnumbered. If it came to an all-out brawl, they'd be toast. She blushes, realizing Heron's decision was actually him protecting them. Damn, someone's crushing. Heron notices only 2 people haven't left, Liu Zhengyi and Luo Shuangji. He asks why they're still standing there when he could erase them just as easily as Yu Tianxiang. Liu Zhengyi steps up first, declaring he isn't afraid to die, but he can't accept his guild members dying for nothing. If death brings justice for them, he's ready to pay the price. Noble, yes. Dumb, absolutely. Luo Shuangji immediately cuts him off, calling him an idiot. She points out the obvious. Heron wouldn't be letting them go if he'd been the one behind the outpost massacres. Clearly, Yu Tianxiang was just using them as pawns. Zhengyi is stunned, asking why the hell she's still hanging around if she knows that truth. Luo Shuangji walks right past him toward Nico and Hida. She says she's sticking around because her fight with them isn't over. She knows they're strong and she wants to test her own strength. Girl treating death matches like sparring practice. Heron takes a step back and sums them up. Zhengyi is a justice-fueled idiot with guts but no brain cells, and Luo Shuangji is a wannabe idol diving headfirst into fights without thinking. What a duo. Then things get crazy. Yu Tianxiang's corpse starts evolving. Heron is shocked. The man is supposed to be dead. But his body morphs into a massive form made entirely of fire. The drugs in his system are still raging, keeping him alive even beyond death, walking overdose from hell. The energy inside him is building toward an explosion, and it's about to be catastrophic. Right then, Heron gets a system warning, a massive energy source detected. He panics, wondering if this is more than just Yu Tianxiang's mutant corpse. Suddenly, a gigantic summoned whale appears in the sky above them. Yes, a freaking whale. The Supreme Tier Awakened reveals herself, Zhao Yifei, and she is not impressed. She mocks Yu Tianxiang, saying it's his own fault for being dumb enough to rely on drugs. She says all this while radiating a terrifying dark aura, cool as ice. Then, with one command, she orders her whale to devour Yu Tiangxiang's blazing corpse. The whale obeys, swallowing the burning body whole. Yu Tiangxiang's corpse explodes inside it, but the beast doesn't even flinch. Zero damage. Instead, the whale exhales the smoke like a chain smoker at a jazz club. Like that's it, no problem, casual. Heron is stunned, the fact that this creature just ate an exploding corpse without even a scratch. Yeah, that's nightmare fuel. He realizes this whale is just Zhao Yifei's summoned beast, which means if her pet is this insane, she herself is on an entirely different level. Heron quickly pieces it together. Zhao Yifei came specifically for Yu Tiangxiang, judging by her words. But sweat drips down his face because he knows if she decides to turn her focus on him, he's absolutely screwed. Just then Zhao Yifei addresses him directly. She says she's glad to finally meet Heron and casually drops that he's even more handsome than she imagined. Oh great, now she's fangirling over him. Heron is stunned, realizing this powerhouse not only knows who he is, but has actually been keeping tabs on him. Uh-oh. Zhao Yifei confidently tells him she basically knows everything about him. Yeah, even down to his little sister who's just trying to survive her last year of high school. Creepy stalker vibes much. Naturally, Heron's guard shoots straight up. He immediately assumes Zhao Yifei is pulling the I know your family card as some kind of veiled threat. That's when Li Lai Homping shows up trying to calm things down. She swears they mean no harm and admits she went rummaging through Shurier's memories just to figure out who he is. She also reveals that she and Zhao Yifei are here on behalf of the Awakened Association to put a stop to Yu Tiangxiang's insane plan. Heron doesn't let it slide so easily. He drags the topic right back to Shurier, clearly wondering if Li Lai Homping has a deeper connection with her. And here comes the reveal. Shurier steps in and drops the bomb that Li Lai Homping is actually her mom. Not only that, she's got the ability to read memories. She apologizes to her master, saying she never meant to expose anything about him. Heron's brain at this moment, mostly stuck on how damn stacked Shurier is. Priorities, right. Moving past that, Heron activates the Blood-Forged Castle skill, instantly starting to rebuild the succubus village that got wrecked earlier. With the castle's power, he also manages to heal up his followers. That's right, instant community restoration mode. The succubi are impressed, like, ridiculously impressed. Staying inside that castle feels like they've just been dropped into a full-on healing spa. Some of them even start blushing, realizing how generous Heron's power is. He literally just gave them a brand new home. Meanwhile, Zhao Yifei and Li Lai Homping are still hanging around, and Zhao brings up what she's heard about the succubi. She tells Shurier she knows the succubi basically worship Heron like some kind of god, doing everything for him. Out of all that intel, what really grabs Zhao Yifei's attention? Oh yeah, the please Shuri part of it, of course it does. Shurier knows damn well what she means, but quickly turns her head, acting innocent, pretending she has no idea. Shuri sis. And of course, Heron walks right in on this girl talk about bedroom matters. Worst timing ever. He asks Zhao Yifei straight up, why did she really go through all this trouble just to find him? Zhao Yifei brushes off the bedroom gossip as just her own curiosity. She says the real reason she's here is way more important. She suggests they move somewhere private to talk, so things don't get messy with an audience. The two head into the Blood Castle's conference room, because even demon warlords need a boardroom apparently. As they sit down, Heron is curious. Why hasn't Zhao Yifei threatened him even though she knows all his secrets? He suspects she's here to recruit him, and Zhao Yifei commends him for being sharp enough to figure that out. She lays it all out. She's interested in his case because he used to be just an ordinary dude, no talent, terminal illness, straight up loser mode. But then a beast attacked him, he survived, awakened, and suddenly gained beast-like powers. She calls it an amazing evolution. Heron realizes from her words that everyone thinks his rebirth and his mysterious system are some kind of evolutionary miracle. And honestly, they're not entirely wrong. Zhao Yifei then invites Heron to officially join the Awakened Association, as both human and beast, so he can take on missions that nobody else can handle. She sweetens the deal, promising she'll apply for special privileges if he agrees. But there's a catch, he has to swear not to harm humans. In exchange, he and his succubi get full protection from the association. No mandatory raids, no extermination squads breathing down his neck. She even says she can give him authorization to roam the city freely as long as he doesn't cause chaos. Zhao Yifei doesn't stop there. She offers to secure his little sister a spot at J-City's top university, plus a stable job at the association after graduation. Since Heron wants a quiet, stable life for her, this deal is basically bait tailor-made for him. She finishes by telling him he has time to think it over. Heron doesn't even hesitate. He accepts the deal on the spot. He knows he can already hide among humans by suppressing his beast aura, but that method feels restrictive as hell. With an official identity, though, he gets freedom to move around however he wants. He admits that having that status is absolutely critical. Then Zhao Yifei drops the fine print since he agreed he'll need to provide samples. And Heron immediately gets nervous, not knowing what kind of samples she's talking about. She spells it out: blood, saliva, and semen. She casually pulls out 3 vials and tells him to fill them. Yep, you heard that right. Heron is stunned. His first thought, why the hell do they need semen? Zhao Yifei explains it's for a full-body analysis since his evolution came from a beast. He complies and quickly provides the blood and saliva samples, easy enough. Then comes the awkward part. He pulls down his trousers and Zhao Yifei refuses to leave the room. Her face goes bright red when she gets a full view of the oversized weapon Heron's packing. She finally understands exactly why the succubi look so damn satisfied. Heron has to ask why the hell she's staring. It's creepy as hell. She insists she can't leave since she has to monitor the whole process. She claims it's the only way to confirm everything is truly his. Nice excuse, lady. Heron complains he can't exactly perform with her glaring at him, and even suggests she help out. Zhao Yifei panics, saying she's never done anything like that before. She quickly tells him to ask his succubi instead, claiming they'd definitely be more skilled at handling that kind of task. Heron agrees and calls in Nico. Nico is thrilled because her master is actually relying on her for something. Finally, she feels useful. She drops to her knees without hesitation, and yeah, you can guess the rest. Master's getting VIP service. Outside the conference room, Shurier suddenly feels something. Her instincts are screaming, and she wonders why Nico had to be called in. She's not exactly wrong, since inside, Heron is busy having the time of his life. And yeah, it's easily one of his best experiences. Man looks like he's about to ascend to godhood. He can't even believe Nico has 0 experience at this, because the way she's going at it is pure talent. Heron is completely lost in the moment. Nico pours all her heart into it. Since she feels useless in battle, giving her master please Shuri is the only way she thinks she can contribute. Meanwhile, Zhao Yifei is straight up melting in her seat. She can't believe Heron actually went through with calling someone in. She only joked about it, but Nico is doing such a damn good job that Zhao kinda wishes it were her instead. Eventually, Heron manages to provide all 3 samples. Mission accomplished. Zhao Yifei praises both Heron and Nico for their excellent work. Yeah, that's one way to phrase it. She promises to deliver the vials to HQ for testing. Nico looks up at her master, asking if he enjoyed her performance. Heron admits he enjoyed it more than words can describe. With the samples collected, Zhao Yifei decides her job here is done and gets ready to leave. Before leaving, she tells Heron he'll need to undergo an official awakened level evaluation at HQ in 1 week. She'll personally come to pick him up when the time comes. Heron looks confused, so Zhao Yifei explains, since he's officially joining the association, they need to meet Shuri his strength. It's standard procedure for every member, and guess what? He's not getting any special treatment. She also points out something sharp. She noticed his power dips once daylight hits, meaning Heron is basically a night owl powerhouse. Because of this, she promises to schedule his evaluation at night so he can flex his real strength. Damn, talk about VIP treatment. Heron is stunned. Her perception skills are on another level, and it reminds him just how dangerous the Supreme Tier Awakened truly are. Basically, this lady sees through everything. Zhao Yifei reminds him she gave him one hell of a deal, and tells him to crush this test so she can brag about recruiting him. Meanwhile, Beta is eavesdropping nearby using her tentacles. Yeah, because that's not creepy at all. Shurier catches her, but instead of scolding, she actually looks curious about what Beta saw. Beta admits she witnessed something pretty wild. She even makes a blowing gesture to illustrate what she saw. Subtle, not really. Shurier is so pure she doesn't even get it. She thinks it's some kind of powerful secret sign. Oh honey, no. Suddenly, Heron shows up behind them, asking why the girls are so flustered. Shurier, still clueless, straight up asks him what the sign means. Heron nearly chokes, his face turning red, but he stops himself. He just tells her she'll understand one day. Man dodged that bullet hard. Deep down, he knows he only managed to kill Yu Tiangxiang because of the mini blood moon and the morning moon execution pillar effect. With his current power, he's not sure he can actually pass the evaluation. If he fails, the association could rip that sweet deal right out of his hands. So he decides he needs to level up big time within the next 7 days. That's the only way to guarantee the benefits he wants. Nico appears on the balcony, asking if he's worried about the evaluation. Heron is stunned. Did she just read his mind? But Nico explains she's been by his side long enough to know exactly how he thinks. Plus, she knows he's always chasing strength like a maniac. Then she hits him with a deal. She's got a method that'll leave him exhausted as hell, but if he can handle it, he'll come out way stronger. Heron isn't scared of a little exhaustion. He tells her to spit it out. Nico starts by asking if he's heard the rumors about succubi, a gift passed down from their ancestors. Back in the day, succubi would drain men's essence during fun time and use it to strengthen themselves. Even though they don't do that anymore, the skill still runs in their bloodline. The twist, they can actually reverse it. While being with a man, they can transfer their strength to him. Yeah, you know where this is going. It hits Heron. Nico is suggesting he go through every succubus in the village so they can pass their strength to him. Nico confirms it, saying he'll need stamina for days, but the result will be insane power. She adds that the succubi are ready to give everything for him, since he's solved so many of their problems. Nico assures him every succubus in the village would line up for this training. No shortage of volunteers here. Heron admits the idea sounds nice, but over 200 succubi, even he's scared he might get drained dry, literally. He thinks it over, realizing it would be a waste not to take advantage of this. He's already maxed out affection with some of them, but only Nico has given him unique rewards so far. He hasn't even been able to perform soul resonance with any of them. Since this is the only real way the succubi can help him get stronger, he starts leaning toward the idea. Finally, he tells Nico he'll go with her plan. Nico is thrilled and immediately runs off to gather the entire squad. Soon, the excited ladies fill his chamber, hyped and ready, teasing him that they're going to drain him dry. Bruh, he better start carb loading. Heron feels nervous, but he's not a man who backs down from a challenge. Time to test the succubi's legendary gift. And just like that, the girls get to work. The castle fills with echoes of pleasure as Heron goes all in with pure passion. Forget training arcs, this is something else. Before long, the confident succubi are the ones begging for mercy. One even whines her back got bent from the excessive training. Talk about overachiever problems. Heron lies on the bed, power surging through him, realizing Nico wasn't lying. Their strength really transfers. His power keeps climbing, but damn, the method drains his stamina fast. Suddenly, he starts recovering from exhaustion. Turns out the Bloodforge Castle heals both health and mana. Within a minute, he's back at peak condition. Translation: infinite stamina cheat code unlocked. Feeling fully recharged, he's ready for round 2. And right on cue, the next wave of succubi steps up, eager for their turn. Heron, now hyped, tells them to bring it on. This insane cycle continues for an entire week. Man deserves a medal or a hospital bed. Finally, Zhao Yifei shows up on her summoned bird to pick him up. Heron steps out of the castle with full confidence, telling Zhao Yifei he's been waiting for her. Absolute gigachad energy. On the way to HQ, Zhao Yifei comments that something about him feels different. Heron tries to play dumb, saying she's just imagining it. He's still the same guy from a week ago, Shuri buddy. Zhao isn't buying it. She says he looks more composed and radiates way more confidence about the evaluation. Heron admits he's carrying the hopes of every succubus in the village. They've been doing special training for him, so he needs to look strong for the women who trust him. Nice cover story. Zhao Yifei immediately gets curious when he mentions this mysterious special training. Girl, if only you knew. And just like that, she starts daydreaming, her mind spinning with all kinds of fun little scenarios. Zhao suddenly realizes she's completely lost in her thoughts. Yeah, not the wholesome kind either. Ever since she watched Nico helping Heron collect samples, her brain's been running a whole library of dirty images. It gets so bad that before she knows it, her cheeks are red. Girls basically outed herself without saying a word. Of course, Heron notices right away and asks why her face looks like a tomato. She instantly shuts him down, telling him it's none of his business. Classic don't ask, don't tell moment. But Heron, he can already tell Zhao Yifei may look tough, but deep down she's soft as hell. Soft serve ice cream level. Meanwhile, at the Awakened HQ over in B City, a whole bunch of Awakened are gathered for evaluation day. Among them is this dude who looks straight out of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Vegeta cosplay reject, announcing that he's here to prove himself. He wants to show his mom he's not a total loser, just, a partial one. Then you've got Mafugi standing tall with that main character syndrome glow. He's just 18, already hit gold rank and strutting like it's prom night. He starts bragging, telling the others to worship him like some second-rate celebrity. Bruh, calm down, nobody's buying tickets to your show. Suddenly, someone enters the arena like a damn meteor, instantly stealing the spotlight. Smoke clears and boom, a gorgeous figure steps out. Turns out it's Lin Yingying, a Supreme Tier Awakened. Yup, the real deal. She's a bit surprised to see she's the first Supreme to arrive. Translation: guess I showed up too early. Meanwhile, every dude in the building is losing their minds. They've seen her on TV before, Shuri, but in person, way beyond HD. The real surprise though, why would someone that powerful even bother showing up to this evaluation? Enter clown number 2, Mafugi. This idiot actually convinces himself that Lin Yingying came just for him. In his head, she's about to hand him the keys to a mansion and a luxury car. Bro's daydreaming harder than Zhao earlier. But right before he can finish his fantasy, a terrifying aura rolls in from behind. A voice cuts him down instantly. Know your place. Damn savage, it's a blind old man, and to him, gold rank is straight up garbage. Ma Fugi collapses under the priest's shuri, completely humiliated, and then realizes who this man is. Even Lin Yingying didn't expect to see him here. The old man explains he's curious about the one they were supposed to hunt, who's now suddenly becoming their colleague. His name, Lu Jianyu, and yeah, he's another Supreme Tier Awakened. Lu Jianyu makes it clear. He wants to see what Heron is really made of, all while keeping that cold, scary aura turned up to max. Just then Zhao Yifei's massive beast shows up at the evaluation center. The beast announces that Heron has arrived. Now both Supreme Awakens are curious to see what Heron looks like and what kind of power he actually has. The other prospects freak out at the giant bird overhead. Those who know the score explain it's Zhao Yifei's summoned beast. Things go from crazy to crazier when Zhao herself hops off the bird. Two beauties in one day, these prospects are shook. Then they notice the guy standing next to Zhao, and yup, that's Heron. The jealous crowd instantly starts roasting him, saying he's not worthy of standing near their queen. Heron doesn't waste time, he flips them the middle finger. Honestly, that's the only correct response. Zhao leads him over to the two Supreme Tier Awakens, reminding them to chill since Heron isn't a target anymore. She tells Heron to greet his seniors. Heron jumps right in, showering Lin Yingying with praise for her beauty and power. Smooth move. It works, Lin Yingying actually blushes. But the old man cuts in immediately, salty as hell, asking why he didn't get the same praise. Heron says he was just about to, but Lu Jianyu blocks his mouth with one hand and inspects his face like he's shopping for melons. After checking his bone structure, the old man declares Heron isn't nearly as handsome as he himself was in his youth. Then he adds that Heron should be thankful he was invited here, otherwise he would have hunted him down personally. Damn, flexing even his threats. He warns Heron that he'll be keeping an eye on him, and if he sees anything shady, it's game over. Heron can't help but wonder how the hell is a blind guy supposed to watch him? Fair question. Soon after, Heron's evaluation begins. For strength, full marks. Intelligence, full marks again. Same with stamina. Spirit, and yes, stamina again. Dude's basically farming perfect scores. Lin Yingying is impressed, saying it's been ages since she's seen such a well-rounded rookie. Lu Jianyu, though, is unimpressed, calling it the bare minimum. Meanwhile, Zhao Yifei tells Heron she's satisfied since he's living up to her expectations. But she warns that physical tests are the easy part, he still has to pass the potential growth test. Heron is straight up confused. Zhao explains that ordinary awakens only do the physical test, but at Star Diamond level and higher, they also meet Shuri growth potential. Basically, they combine his current strength with predicted future growth to assign his true rank. Heron is shocked they even have the tech to meet Shuri potential. Inside the testing room is Qi Menjiao, a Star Diamond Awakened whose job is literally to judge people's potential. She immediately scolds Heron for showing up late, complaining that she's got places to be. Heron apologizes, saying his house is far away. She brushes it off and says, fine, let's just get to the point. Then out of nowhere, she tells him to put his finger in her mouth. Yep, you heard that right. Heron freezes, wondering if he misheard that insane request. Nope, she repeats it loud and clear, just in case he suddenly went deaf. Put your hand in my mouth. This test just went from normal to what the actual hell in seconds. Heron hesitates, pointing out that this girl doesn't even look older than his kid sister. Dude's already questioning the legality of this whole test. Q.E. is instantly disappointed, rolling her eyes at him for judging by appearances. She shuri him she's an adult, and oh yeah, her tongue has special sensory abilities. Don't ask why, just accept it. By licking someone's skin, she can shuri their potential level, and licking his finger, that's her conservative option. The alternative, let's just say it's something way more extreme. Yeah, no thanks. Heron immediately sticks his finger in her mouth. Man didn't even hesitate after that. And she starts licking. Yup, this is an official government evaluation, not some back alley kink test. Shuri, it's part of the process. But damn, it still looks freaky as hell to Heron. Then her ability activates. And suddenly she's inside Heron's potential space. Right away, she feels like she's walked into a haunted house she regrets entering. She realizes just how terrifyingly strong Heron will become once he reaches his peak. Suddenly, a voice echoes, mocking her for being foolish enough to peek at the true form of a demon god. Q.E. sees a terrifying presence glaring at her, warning her to know her damn place. Fear shoots through her body, and she snaps back to reality like she just saw Slenderman. Q.E. jumps onto the couch corner, sweating buckets, while Heron stares at her, asking what the hell she just saw. Before she can answer, men in black roll in, telling Heron the evaluation is over and he can leave. Talk about timing. Q.E. stays frozen in fear until Zhao Yifei shows up. Even Zhao is surprised at how shaken Q.E. looks. She teases Q.E. asking what rank Heron will reach, maybe even higher than her, a Supreme Tier Awakened. And Q.E. admits it, Heron will surpass her. Heron himself is stunned, bro wasn't ready for that. Zhao, on the other hand, gets even more curious. Then the PA system blasts out across the building, announcing the final candidate. Heron has finished his evaluation. His official rank, Legendary Tier, and his awakened title, the demon-slaying Crimson Blood, hell of a name, sounds like a metal band. Heron is pleased. The title shows respect from the higher-ups, without being flashy like the Supreme Tier label that would put a target on his back. It matches his low-key personality perfectly. But Loki ends fast. Before he knows it, he's swarmed by reporters snapping photos like he's the latest K-pop idol. The news spreads instantly, wildfire style. People everywhere are shocked. They've literally never heard of Heron before. Dude went from zero to legendary overnight. Xiaoyu hears the news, smiles proudly, and declares to the world that Heron is her brother. She's thrilled he's alive, especially after hearing otherwise. Meanwhile, 30 minutes before that announcement, Zhao Yifei is still grilling Kui about Heron's ranking. Zhao cannot believe Kui is claiming Heron will surpass even the supreme rank to reach the peerless tier. Kui doubles down. Zhao doubts her, reminding her that a single supreme tier awakened is strong enough to defend an entire major city, and that there are only a handful of supremes in the entire nation. Peerless tier, that's a whole different ballgame. They outclass supremes in every way. Since the nation was founded, only one peerless awakened has ever existed. Globally, only 5 countries can claim to have one. Big deal, understatement of the century. Zhao just can't wrap her head around Heron being one of those rare monsters. Kui admits it sounds impossible, but she reminds Zhao her senses never lie. Based on what she saw, Heron already qualifies as supreme tier today. That's when Wang Jai, president of the Awakened Association, enters. He says it's too early to slap Heron with a supreme tier rank. He explains Heron could become the backbone of the association if Kui's prediction holds true, but he needs time and the right environment to grow. Wang points out supremes represent national power. If they label Heron one now, the whole damn world will zero in on him. So he suggests placing him in legendary high rank for now. But even with their attempt to keep it quiet, the news of Heron being legendary explodes everywhere. Liu Zhengyi hears the news and finally understands how Heron managed to crush Yu Tangxiang. He's just grateful he never pissed Heron off. Li Lai Hongping, on the other hand, is disappointed. She's seen Heron's true potential and thinks legendary is selling him Shuri. Luo Shuang is also salty. She regrets not getting closer to Heron. His rising popularity could have given her the clout she desperately wants. Later, Zhao Yifei and Heron head back to his castle. On the way, Zhao can't stop staring at him. She knew he had potential, but peerless level. That's basically national tria Shuri status. Heron notices her staring and bluntly asks if she wants something. Zhao panics, denies it, and makes the dumb excuse that she's just stretching her neck. Smooth. Heron instantly calls BS in his head. That was the worst excuse he's ever heard in his life. When they finally reach Bloodforged Castle, reporters are already surrounding the place. The media is in disbelief. Not only is this Heron's home, but he built a freaking castle in the middle of nowhere. Peak main character move. Rumors start flying around as reporters swarm outside the castle, snapping photos like vultures. Some whisper that Heron has the ability to tame exotic beasts. That's why he built this giant fortress, basically a luxury zoo just for his pets. But since they can't actually spot Heron anywhere, the reporters turn their cameras on the succubi lounging inside. Yeah, because stalking random demon girls at 7 in the morning totally counts as journalism. Inside, the succubi are already sick of this nonsense. Imagine being woken up at dawn just to get flashed by paparazzi. Brutal. But they can't lash out since Heron specifically told them not to hurt humans. Turns out they're officially registered now, which means paperwork, rules, and zero fun. Still, one bold succubus decides she's done playing nice. She tells her friends not to worry, she won't hurt the humans, she'll just teach them some manners. Yeah, that line never ends well. She steps outside with a few of her friends and boom, instant spotlight. Every camera swings her way. Since the crowd is only here waiting for Heron, this daredevil succubus sees a golden opportunity to put on a little show. And the reporters, they completely lose it. These dudes are suddenly jealous of Heron's lifestyle, wishing they were the ones in his shoes. Bro, touch grass. The succubus rubs it in, telling them flat out they'll never meet Shuri up to Heron. Why? Because none of them have his legendary stamina. Damn, she's roasting these clowns and flexing her man at the same time. Then, without missing a beat, she pulls out her whip and starts snapping it at the boys. Instead of running, they're actually begging for more. Pathetic. She keeps going one crack after another, until Heron himself finally shows up. And yeah, he's pissed. He reminds her that he already laid down the rules, no touching humans. The succubus tries to play innocent, saying she was only teaching the reporters a lesson, but admits she kinda got carried away. Heron tells her straight, this whole circus only happened because she ignored his warnings and did whatever the hell she wanted. Realizing she messed up, she hands the whip to Heron and admits fault. Then she goes full drama queen, lying on the ground begging him to punish her. And not just begging, she's blushing, moaning, and basically asking him to go wild. Okay, lady, calm down. This is not 50 Shades of Castle. Heron is stunned. That's when it clicks. She's been waiting for him to come back just for this exact scenario. Talk about dedication or obsession. Since she literally asked for it, Heron humors her. He picks up the whip, ready to start. But the damn reporters jump in again, snapping photos and throwing out dumb questions. Like, is it true that a succubus can make a man see heaven? Bro, seriously, this ain't the time for clickbait. Heron's patience shatters. He screams at them, his aura exploding and sending an icy chill through the crowd. The shockwave even fries their cameras. Yep, no more free content for you. The reporters collapse in fear, shaking like toddlers who just saw a horror movie. Heron glares at them and growls a warning, stop twisting the story or he'll personally make them regret it. And judging by their faces, they believe him. Meanwhile, Zhao Yifei is watching everything from above. She's shocked that Heron is already butting heads with the media at such a young age. She knows exactly how this game works. Reporters are manipulative snakes, and if Heron doesn't learn how to handle them, the media will eat him alive. When he finally notices her, Heron asks why she showed up so late. She reveals she's developed a brand new technique and wants his guidance. That instantly excites Heron. He figures she's been training hard while he was gone. He tells her to show him what she's got. Zhao Yifei explains that the technique was created solely to please him. Then she begins transforming into a new form. Her mount form, she shifts from her towering figure into a horse-like body. She shyly asks if Heron likes her new look. But Heron is disappointed. Horse legs, he sees speed and riding utility, nothing more. She quickly corrects him. No, this isn't about racing or being a literal mount. She reminds him of what happened in the spider cave. Everyone else had their fun after eating Bide's tentacles. But she couldn't join in, she was forced to just sit back and watch. Later, she had to spectate again when the succubi were all over him. Double L for her. Now she insists things will be different. With this new mount form created specifically for merging with him, it's finally her turn to enjoy what everyone else has. She confesses her admiration is pure, reaching the heavens. And she begs him not to hold back because she's burning up inside. But even after all that, Heron is still not interested. The thought of merging with her just feels weird. Those long horse legs are kinda killing the mood. She keeps pushing, asking if she isn't appealing enough. That's when the system interrupts with a notification. It warns Heron that Centaur's desire is overflowing, and if he doesn't act fast, her affection will drop hard. Heron is stunned. The system is basically trying to force him into this awkward situation. Still, he admits he's been neglecting her for way too long. So he decides to finally give her everything he owes in one big go. Since her affection isn't maxed out yet and she hasn't produced her exclusive weapon, he gently touches her face, and she's already melting from that alone. She's overjoyed. Finally, she's getting what she's been waiting for. And in this moment, she's becoming his woman. The two go all in, enjoying a passionate encounter. Afterward, her affection hits 100%. Heron even witnesses her upgraded battle power firsthand, realizing it's no joke. Out of nowhere, the system drops a notification. Heron has unlocked a mystery reward. You know it's gonna be something juicy. Turns out it's a rare gem called the Heart of Nature. This little beauty doubles the power of nature-type skills when equipped, basically cheat codes in crystal form. When Centaur wakes up, Heron checks on her, asking how she feels. She flashes a smile and says she feels absolutely incredible. She admits that just remembering what happened makes her whole body tremble. Yeah, girl's still riding that emotional roller coaster. Then another notification hits. Centaur has broken through to Tier 6 thanks to Heron's essence. Yep, you know exactly what that means. Without hesitation, Heron activates their soul resonance. And boom, an exclusive weapon bursts straight out of her chest. Kinda horrifying, kinda badass. It's a chest plate packed with crazy stats and even a 2% chance to reflect incoming damage. RNG gods are smiling. Heron's impressed not just by the armor's durability but also by the stamina boost. More stamina, more HP equals longer grinding sessions, both in battle and otherwise. Still, he's confused about that Heart of Nature gem. He doesn't even have nature skills, so what's he supposed to do? Hang it on a necklace? He stares at the glowing green gem, wondering if it's even useful for him. Since he can't use it, he considers giving it to someone on his team. But will it even work for them? That's the big question. Only two members actually use nature-based abilities, Balo and Shuri. He thinks of Balo first, but immediately realizes what a disaster that would be. Give her double power and she'd probably torch the whole continent just for fun. Yeah, hard pass. Meanwhile, over in her apartment, Shuri is fighting an online war against trolls who keep dragging Heron's name through the mud. Keyboard warriors meet a demon simp. She's furiously replying to every single comment, refusing to let anyone disrespect her master. Girl S on a crusade, one toxic reply at a time. After hours of digital combat, she finally closes her laptop. Exhausted, she lies down, mumbling about how trolls talk trash about Heron without even knowing half of what he's been through. Relatable queen, but still touch some grass. Suddenly, Heron's voice cuts through the room. He asks why she's letting online drama get to her, reminding her that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Damn, he's giving life advice now. Shuri nearly jumps out of her skin, demanding to know when he even entered the room. Creepy entrance, not gonna lie. She says she couldn't just sit back while people trashed his name, then asks if he really came all the way from the castle just to see her. Heron explains he actually came to visit his sister, but decided to drop by with a special gift for Shuri. He warns that the gift is too big to unwrap indoors, suggesting they head outside. Suspicious much. He scoops her up and flies her into the night sky. As they soar through the air, he admits he's enjoying the warmth from her chest, reminding him of the time Nico carried him like this. Okay bro, maybe keep that detail to yourself. Shuri, meanwhile, is blushing like crazy, her mind racing with wild thoughts about what this gift could be. Spoiler, not what she thinks. They finally land in a forest. Heron says it's the perfect spot and reveals the real gift, the glowing green gem. He warns her it's not something he hands out lightly, and once she absorbs it, she'll feel immense power. Shuri freezes when she realizes she has to take it inside her, and of course her mind goes straight to the gutter. Girl, please. To shut her up, Heron just launches the gem straight into her body. Problem solved. The gem slams into her stomach, merges with her system, and lifts her off the ground like a human USB port. Once it's done, Heron steps up and asks how she feels. Shuri admits she feels a cold chill racing through her veins, and says her whole body feels alive. Hearing that, Heron grins, mission accomplished. Now it's time to test the new power. Shuri, a little shy, hesitates, but Heron explains the gem boosts her ice powers tenfold. Basically Elsa on steroids. That's why he brought her to the forest, to see just how OP she's become. It finally clicks for Shuri. Damn, he didn't bring her here for romance, just for field testing. Reading her mind, Heron admits he's been neglecting her lately, and that's why she's so starved for attention. He then promises that if she can satisfy him in this battle, he'll satisfy her afterward. Man really knows how to set conditions. Shuri lights up at this, making him promise not to back down. She kicks things off by conjuring 16 massive ice rings. Then she hurls them straight at Heron. Even she's shocked at the sheer size of the rings, proof that the gem really did boost her powers. Now she's confident she can finally earn his reward. The rings close in, but Heron casually dispels them with a blood attack, anticlimactic much. He looks completely unimpressed, even disgusted. He tells her that wasn't enough, he wants to see her true limits. Then he summons a raging red storm packed with blood bats and sends it straight at her. Shuri freaks out as the bats swarm around her, creepy as hell. But she's not done yet. If he wants to see her best, she's ready to show it. She unleashes a massive surge of ice energy, instantly freezing the entire forest and creating an ice domain around them. Savage move. Heron gets hit and the system notifies him that he's been afflicted with chill. His speed is halved and his attack power drops by 25%. Yikes. He actually smiles, impressed she could freeze the whole forest and debuff him in one shot. Clearly, the gem was the right choice. Shuri beams at the praise, though she knows he's not fully satisfied yet. Determined to go further, she leaps straight at him. She apologizes in advance for what she's about to do, always a dangerous sentence. She wraps her thighs around his neck, shocking Heron completely. Out of all tactics, she went full WWE submission hold. Then she drags him to the ground and unleashes her ultimate spell. The ice prison. Giant walls of ice erupt around them, trapping everything in. Even Shuri herself feels the chill but still asks if she impressed him. Girl wants that gold star. Heron, thanks to Heath's necklace, shrugs it off. The chill effect vanishes and he calmly tells her she did well. But then he takes it to a weird place, saying his favorite part of this whole fight was the position she put him in. Bro, what the actual hell? Shuri is stunned that he's still moving, even after her scissors lock and ice prison combo. Heron powers up, shattering the ice with sheer aura. He declares that if something like this could hold him down, he wouldn't deserve to be her master. Savage flex. Shuri, wide-eyed, praises him as the best. She admits she got cocky thinking she could trap him. Knowing she's out of options, she surrenders and reminds him about the reward he promised. That's when the system chimes in again, warning that Shuri's affection is about to drop if he doesn't attend to her. And if her affection falls below 100%, her exclusive equipment and his blood demon buff will vanish. Yeah, high-stakes pillow talk. Heron is floored. Even at max affection, the system still demands upkeep. What a scam. No time to waste, he pounces on her, complimenting her astonishing pose. Smooth. They lock lips instantly. Clothes fly off onto the snowy ground, yep, no shame at all. Passion takes over as they lose themselves in the moment. In her mind, Shuri imagines it as playing with a bamboo tree. Twisting, turning, almost like pole dancing, girl's creativity is wild. She's thrilled by how intense Heron is being, completely satisfied with his handling. When it's over, she admits she loved every second of it. She asks how he felt about her performance and he reassures her she did great. But she's not done. She has one final request, for Heron to join the Red City group. He instantly realizes this wasn't her idea, her mother put her up to it. Classic manipulation attempt. Shuri apologizes, admitting her mother insisted. Heron tells her not to stress, every major group is trying to recruit him these days. But he doesn't need them. With his new official status, he reveals his ultimate plan to create his own awakened group, Power Move. And that's where we'll wrap things up. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, drop a comment, share it around, and hit that subscribe button, because the next part is only getting crazier.